G'day guys, we're the Beers of Sigma and welcome back to another Ramblings of the Madmen. We're back again to talk about the new points for Age of Sigmar 3. But before we get to that, smash like, smash subscribe like you smash the beers. And yeah, let's get on it. Let's talk about this. It's going to be a spicy meatball tonight. Joining me as always, we've got a full panel of the beers tonight. First of all, Mr. Death himself, Tyson, how you going, buddy?
I am relatively okay. For someone who was in hospital 24 hours ago, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Yes, Nagash hasn't quite claimed him yet, but sooner or later he'll come for you. But next up on the panel is someone else who's quite crook as well. Young Nicholas, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Trying to keep well and hydrated, and yeah, I'm floating on the idea of these new storm cards, which disgusts me, but also fills me with joy. So yeah.
Yeah, they're looking pretty tasty. Next is young Mr. Optimist himself, Wilsey. How are you going, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good. Computer's on the fritz, so using the phone.
All good, mate. All good.
Yeah.
All good.
All good.
And last but not least, Mr. Salt himself. Wayno, how you going? Must be pretty happy, mate.
I'm actually really good. I am pleasantly happy at the moment. No salt yet.
Yeah, he's really happy, guys. Anyway, yeah.
Can someone please just screen snap that one thing? Just Wayne saying, I'm really happy. Because we will need that for future references, I'm sure, please. Just someone grab that.
It is a diamond in the rough. Yeah.
Give it till the next Battletome release, then that's it.
Righto. Anyway, I'll hand it over to you when you are Technomancer for tonight. You've got all the stats. We're going to just run through basically most of the armies, have a look at the points differential changes. Shout out to A0S Shorts who went through and got all these changes up. Brilliant job. And I did it in lightning speed as well, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, and then we're just going to have a bit of a talk about the faction, and we're going to chuck it in a tier list just for a bit of fun, see where we think that everything sits in the meta at the moment. So over to you, Wayne. Off you go, son.
Rightio, so we'll just start off with Daughters of Cain. So as you can see here, we've got the War Scrolls, unit sizes, what they were in GHB 21, what they were in GHB 20, and what the difference is. Now this was all done by the community. A0S Shorts put it up, and then the community filled everything out.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure, like, look at all the red. Everything's gone up. Everybody's been whinging about their armies being nerfed, but it's every army. And so we'll just discuss what we think went up too much, I guess.
Nick, do you want to take us away? You're the daughters man here. What was your reaction when you saw these?
I was shocked to see how much they had changed, but it was probably something that was, bound to happen at some point. I have been quite taken aback that witch elves are now 120. Like the cheapest battle line, the witches. They're now 120. They're still paper. Like you've got your mortal wound save or your ward save now. So that's handy, but they're still. Like everything in Daughters of Cain is 1 wound models and have 5-6 up saves, and they can only buff that to a maximum of 4. And there's only a couple of pieces that can do that. So it is interesting. I haven't written any lists yet with the new points, but with all the changes and all the red, I'm sure armies are going to look way different to what they were. No more 80 witches, which is a good thing, I hope.
I'm just looking at is it the Heart of Fury that's gone down in points? That was pretty baller from what I remember as well.
It always felt, I never included it in any lists. It felt too expensive. Like you couldn't find 80 points at the end of your list and be like, I guess I'll throw that in. But that was with everything in the Daughters of Cain sort of economy being too cheap. So now it's 55 points. You're probably going to see it a lot, and it's going to do a lot for Daughters of Cain, being that they are 1 wound and only have 5 or 6 up save. So it's good, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out with the priest meta nowadays as well.
I have to ask, how is the new Snake Archers going to be only being 15 because of reinforcements?
I mean, I'm not sure how they were going in the current tournament scene anyway at the end of 2.0, because all the top placing tournament lists that you saw were running pre-FAQ. So I'm not sure, like Corey's Gambit, that was at the end of the book pre to Marathi Battle Broken Realms. But yeah, it's definitely something worth mentioning. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I never ran it. I was addicted to all the witches.
Which are now stuck at 30 instead of 40.
I think max size was 30 previously anyway, but yeah, that's going to use up 2 of your reinforcements. So you'll probably see similar lists now anyway, just the points are going to be going up.
What does everybody think about Marathi now being 660?
I have some strong thoughts on all of it, to be honest with you.
Well, Phil,
I don't know. Well, to begin with, look, I have to huge caveat to this. I'm not a doc player. I've never been a doc player. But a 90-point Hag Queen should have been 100 plus 2 years ago when their first book dropped. They've been undercosted for a very long time. Majority of their army. Their army's been strong from point A to wherever we are now with it the whole way through. And the fact that Marathi is still probably the single most unkillable model in the game with a ridiculous damage output is one of the only god tier models, and at what, 660 now? Yeah, anyone playing dot can just relax. It's all good. You guys still have this. It's fine. Any points adjustments that did go up, you've still got Marathi at 660. You're fine. You'll be fine. It doesn't matter.
Tyson, didn't they, after the nerfs in the previous book, didn't witches go up to 120? So they were 120 in the last edition as well. So really, they've just come back to where they were.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure, man. Nick, you'd probably be the better person for that one. But yeah, I remember playing against like the Collins, 90 witch elves, which were pretty standard for him. The sheer amount that 10 witch elves can do, let alone a unit of 30, is ridiculous, especially when they're only pointed at 120 for a unit of 10 when they're buffed up. The only thing that I would probably agree with some doc players that I've seen a bit of contention is probably your cauldrons. They're probably a little bit pointed up now, probably a little bit out of that. But other than that, I think Doc's in a very fine position considering they did get, what was it, the second biggest points increase, I think, out of everything. But I still think they're absolutely viable. I don't think they're in a bad position. Marathi at 660, chuck her in, she'll do what you need her to, it's fine.
I just want to get my 2 cents in on Marathi there. It's a disgrace. I'm sorry. You can't. I mean, I'm salty about things. We'll get to that later. But all the top heroes got massive price hikes, and she's literally the best unit in the game. And they put 60 points on her. Just wait till we get to Slanesh, because there's going to be a comparison there as well. Because but
Look,
it is what it is.
Slanesh, we're going to need a whole entire another 3 hours just for you, Luke.
Yeah, probably, but it would be quite amusing anyway. Anyone else got any thoughts on this, Adam?
Yeah, Marathi's too cheap, like Luke said. She's still auto-include almost, can't kill her. Other than that, yeah, I think they're fine. They'll be fine. Like Tyson said, they're still top. They're up the top. They've got good tricks. They pump out damage. They'll be fine.
All right, where are we going to put them?
I'd be saying A. Definitely.
A or
tier.
double A. A or
I put
double
them
A.
in A
All right, so we got
just because they're glass cannons.
Double A. Oh, I didn't realize there was a between S and A. Definitely top of A. I prefer double A, but yeah, if everyone's agreed with A,
we've
No,
got
I didn't think there was a double A. Definitely
Yeah.
a double A.
It's double A. Yeah.
all right, Doc in double A. All right. Next, we've got Fire Slayers. So, I mean, they've only got an average gain of 6.33%. But I will say that they lost their battalion. So that one list that was going around that was powering them through is gone.
Yeah, and the Auric Rune Splatter on a Magma Drop is the one that saw the biggest, like, I guess you would say percentage or points increase as well. And that's the thing that really needed it, in my opinion, too. It makes sense across the board for me. I mean, they weren't oppressive, they were just tanky, you know what I mean? And now that they've lost that battalion ability, that's really fixed a lot of that, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I've versed Fire Slayers very much. They were very unique. And I've only played one game against them, and I didn't really have a problem with them. So I can't say much on them.
yeah, yeah. Like you say, the board size shrinking, it's definitely helped them though, but just without being able to add up multiple buffs and command stack and stuff like that. So yeah, they'll probably take a hit, but they're still good. I think they're still good, and they've had a few decreases to a few things there as well. So yeah, still be a decent army.
I think if the meta changes to monsters, the shooty Hearthguard, whatever they're called, could be a sneaky keep them up the top. That's just my thoughts on them.
I think the leaks are that they're getting the full dwarf book, aren't they? They're going to get the sort of Iron Jaws treatment, sort of Cities of Sigma. They're going to get their own little book, and I can see them all getting a reasonable rewrite in that as well. So shortly,
Widen Rune clans, you reckon?
Nick, I reckon you might be on the nail. You might be on the money there. That's a good one. Nice.
I mean, on this list, I don't know Fire Slayers, but they only have one battle line, and is that the Volkite Berserkers?
Apart from the Auric Hearthguard and the Hearthguard Berserkers.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Because their battle line went up by 20 points, so that'll make their list more restrictive when they have to fill out 3 times of those, or even buff them up because they are using Berserkers. I think I don't know. I don't know Fire Slayers very well, but their heroes have gone down, but a lot of their units have gone up. So I guess be seeing a lot more elite Fire Slayers lists nowadays. Is that what we're expecting?
Probably.
I think anything that moves away from that giant blob of unmovable bad player experience is going to be for the better, and I think that's what they're trying to do with obviously the new A0S 3 changes and the points. So yeah, I think if anything, it's just probably brought them back into a good player experience for everyone, I think.
All right, where are we putting them?
Well, Willsy's just left, but he's mentioned that they were going to be A tier, he reckons.
Yeah, I'm happy with A. I reckon.
I would have thought A as well. It's just going to be hard to tell, obviously, until everything starts to play out, but upon initial reaction, definitely A.
In my personal opinion, I think they're going to be B, only because I don't see many people running them. And if they get a new book reasonably soon, they'll be gone anyway.
Yeah, I put them as B as well. Simply because they are still slow. Like the board is getting smaller, but like the mortal wound output nowadays is getting out there, and they don't have like wizards and stuff to negate arcane bolt. Now that you can charge in and do D3 damage, and if you're Nagash, you do 8d3 if you want. Like that sounds like a nightmare to Fire Slayers.
You're forgetting that they have technically the second best unit in the game, and yeah, he's got a points decrease.
Who's that? Oh, Go Trek.
Yeah.
Where has he? What's his
And
points,
he
please?
should literally be in
435.
that army, shouldn't he?
He's 435, and
That's
yes,
right.
he should.
Yes. Oh, I am so glad he's gone down. I did not know that. Oh, that's made my day.
I just want to throw a caveat in here about that as well. If they're putting him down to that and a few other strange points changes here, maybe we will see some War Scroll rewrites with this big FAQ as well coming out.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be expected, man. I don't see them dropping a new rule set without tweaking things that would. Actually, now I've said that, maybe they absolutely would omit things like that, but yeah, you'd hope that they'll go in and tweak things.
Yeah, it's criminal him going in down points that much. He's just amazing.
Just remember, Marathi's only at 660.
Remember when I was trying to run Marathi and got Trek? Oh, could not make it work. Might be able to this time.
You're a
Oh, look
bad
out, boys.
man.
That's the list, Nick. That's the list.
Well, now you
That's-
can heal him, so...
You're all bad people. Don't encourage it.
Hey, I've got Go Trek too. I've got my Cities of Sigma dispossessed. I'm waiting for the new dwarves.
Got Trek meta, here we come. I'm ready for this. He's so stupid.
You
He's so
just
smart.
absolutely know they're going to be unbelievably filthy as well, the dwarves. You just absolutely know it's going to be pure filth.
Yeah.
As long as it's not just naked babies on the table, I'm all for it.
Remake the Anvil of Doom. Boom.
Anyways, we're getting off track. Alright, Unearth Deepkin. So, they didn't actually get too badly hit apart from the Morsar Guard, which they needed. Like, they're now 195. The problem that I used to have with Ideneth lists is their points are too different. Like, they're all 170s, 140s, etc. And you always had the last 100 points that you couldn't do anything with. So realistically, it hasn't changed too much in list building apart from losing maybe 3 eels.
So you didn't find your total going up 40 points as well kind of crippled you? Or do you think that was about right?
That's about right. Honestly, the two turtle list that I run, it wins games. I haven't lost many games with that 2 turtle list.
It just got better, Wayne. I mean, now it's D6 mortals plus D3 mortals when you charge.
Yep.
I mean, Deepkin, to me, the guard didn't go up enough. Yeah, they're just still awesome.
Yeah,
Possibly now they may be back at the top of the pile.
I don't think Deepkin will care. They will be the top of the pile. Their Ishlan Guard, everybody's saying you can only have +1 to save. You can still get Ishlan Guard to 2+ unrendable.
Yep, and the monster, it seems like it's going to be big into monsters this game at the moment, and Domheim, yeah, and also shooting as well is still prevalent, and it's got all the answers.
Yeah, and I'm actually thinking of playing around with some Reavers because the new stand and shoot, you've got 30 shots. I know it's got no rend, but do you really want to run into 30 shots?
Yeah, it could be a play, mate. And what's your thoughts on Volturnus? No more stacking, mate. You tempted to drop him now after some more points?
No, he's still going to buff 3 units. He's gone down in points, 10 points, which makes it better. And I have never once relied on stacking that. I have always either won the game before or after without stacking the fuck out of that buff.
Fair enough.
Alright, my opinion quickly on Ideneth, it's the best army now. Small tables, super fast with fly, fuck with shooting. I think the first 6 months they'll be on top. The first 6 months. Because they haven't been hit. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's a very safe opinion, man. I agree.
Until they get a new battle tome.
Game, right?
Just the first 6 months while people are feeling out all the little subtle changes in their armies, just the Ideneth they'll just snowball through people.
Yep. Nick, got any thoughts?
Yeah, they seemed like they avoided most of the nerfs in the update, and any buffs that anyone got, they got more of. You know, they just went straight through the edition and just got all thumbs up. You know, but it'll be interesting to see how armies change. Like, hopefully, we do see things other than just eel spam. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the future brings us.
All right, so I'm just going to put them exactly where they're going to be, and that's S.
Yeah, S tier. Yeah.
You got it, buddy.
All right, we got Caradron next. They didn't really get nerfed either.
Yeah, so basically all their points that they've added up, what they're taking, is basically the battalion, which they will no longer take. So probably haven't been hit at all.
And even stacking buffs, they don't really stack buffs. The only thing they did lose is the triumphs.
The triumphs. That's a loss. That is a bit of a loss to them. But they'll still be good.
I'm not sure how they used to get the rat trap out there, but can they still do that? Was that battalion side?
No.
Fuck.
Not hero.
So that hasn't changed at all then.
Yeah, now they've got
Shackles.
Shoe.
It'll be shackles.
I'll be putting the shackles out as well.
Those new
Put them
shackles.
around themselves, and then anybody who charges them can't charge them. Stand and shoot anyway if you come within 9. +1 to hit, +1 to wound. Because they'll probably run lists that come under on purpose to get that. Because I think you get to choose your triumph now, so they'll have +1 to wound. Yeah, they'll be a powerhouse. Yeah, they've gone up. Shooting's got amazing this edition.
That Soul Snare Shackles will be taken over Warp Lightning Vortex now, which for one I am happy for, so Skaven can take it back.
Can you even use it? Like, come on.
Shut up! I know.
Can we all just point out how great the corner of Willsy's roof looks right now? But yeah, no, I'm in agreement. So I don't think anything bad happened with KO.
I couldn't see. Where's the corner of... Come on, Willsy. Where's your roof?
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
eating.
that
Sorry, I'm smashing
sweet
food.
corner.
Smashing food. I'll show you. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's sexy.
I'll take a
yeah,
screen cap of this for later. So I've put KO up in A tier. What does everyone else think?
I'd double A
double
for
A.
me.
Yeah, it's the shooting, isn't it? And the maneuverability of the blimps. Like, you can't get around it.
Yeah, well, I just lost my last 2.0 game because of the moving of the ships, the small ones.
Yep, and look out for that game. It's getting edited as we speak. Yeah, they're. I mean, they could be. Are they better than Doc? They're pushing up to IDK. Really, they're up there.
I don't think they're S because a lot of the games will still rely on the double turn, and the double turn has been nerfed.
And they kind of rely on the Tau sort of strategy as well as always stay back and shoot. And if they're doing that, they're not gaining table and getting the objectives, which is something that's probably going to keep them from getting victories at tournaments.
Actually, the smaller table size, I think we're going to see a lot more alpha armies, and that may actually push KO down a bit.
It's going to depend on. They're really going to want to go for that 1-drop. They, if they can, that's really going to be a big thing for them because from a lot of the missions I'm seeing, you're pretty close together. It's now 9-inch apart most missions. So something like the Bloodthirster build, we run in charge with the Bloodthirsters, would just get in there turn 1 and just nuke them.
We haven't heard from Tyson, by the way.
Look, everyone's kind of said what I wanted to say. The fact that they've got stand and shoot has, in my opinion, moved them up to AA. Personally, I'll use one of my strongest armies that I use, which would be OBR. I can't reroll against shooting, so I'm already screwed there. Then I have to get in combat with them. They're just going to stand and shoot, delete me off the board. if my catapults don't take down frigates or anything else, I don't know what else I'm going to do. So yeah, as far as they go, I'd definitely be putting them in AA. I don't think they got nerfed. The fact that the bottle is still a thing, though, really agitates me. I was hoping when they messed around with all the is it enhancements they're calling relics now. But yeah, I was hoping when they changed enhancements, they were going to change the way that worked. But yeah, the fact they still get Warp Lightning Vortex is a bit rude. But I think, as everyone else said, shackles will be the main thing. Shackle them, just gun them down. If they get near you, gun them down again. Hope for a double turn. If not, doesn't matter. You got stand and shoot, and +1 to save across the board wherever you need it to using a command point. If you are going second, they'll be fine.
All right. Hey, Realm Lords. Luke, you do this. I've got no idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, got fucked with a knife here again.
It's a good song. I like that one.
yes, it's a great song. Yeah, look. Oh my God, why do both at Games Workshop just come for both the armies I own? Honestly, yeah, Teclis pretty much almost priced out of it. Very hard to take an army with him. I even thought he was a bit overpriced before. I know he does a lot of stuff and people don't like him, but you have to basically base your whole army around him. There's just that one build that everyone built with the spearmen and the archers. I never liked that build pretty much, and I've been going away from using him anyway. The major thing is the spearmen going up 25 points. Massive. What should have happened, the thing that people hate about the army is the archers. They only went up 10 points. What should have happened is the archers went up 25 points each, and the spearmen should have just gone up 10, which would have been in line with the rest of battle line units. It's just so hard because you capped. You pretty much have to take the spearmen as your battle line. Yeah. It's been my army list that was on the channel. I fought with Wilsey, and the last battle is basically gone up by 335 points, I think it was, which is basically, yeah, it's huge. Like the cow is gone, and yeah, I guess they pissed a lot of people off. So seems I have an habit of picking armies like that. So it's just going to carry on for me.
Dave, Marathi and Teclis are the wrong way around. They've just stuffed that up. Be honest.
I don't agree.
You don't think?
At least Marathi has to roll dice, like, come on.
Hey, thank
Yeah,
you,
but you
Nick.
can't take her off the table. You can't take her off the table.
Yeah, but you ignore it.
And the command ability, just fight again.
You can't
Why
ignore
not?
Marathi. You can't. She's in your face, turn one.
Yeah, she's a ticking time bomb. Like, if as a dog player, you throw her in, and for 4 turns, if you don't kill something, which she can be whiffy, you end up just having her stuck fighting someone that you don't want her to fight for 3 turns until they mortal wound her off.
Yeah, but she still stabs stuff in the face, and Little Marathi makes things fight twice, and she's a good caster as well. I mean, I know people don't like the no rolling with Teclis, but he can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag, and you have to basically sit at the back of the board with your spearmen to use his defensive buff, which if you don't get his the 5+ ward off, then he's pretty much pointless. You can't really do much. I mean, yeah, I just think it's too much. Personally.
He's way too much. He basically just gives you an aura for 5 up and can splash out some mortals, maybe get a teleport off. Like, it's a lot of points. A lot of points for that. And
I think you guys are undervaluing how important his dispelling will be, especially now things like Arcane Bolt has been changed.
Yeah, but it's
so he only
only
gets
one.
one.
And
Only
like,
one.
what is it, the Celestant Prime or whatever? Not the Celestant Prime, the Ordinator or whatever. You can ally that actually.
Night
into
Encounter.
Lumineth. Yeah, that's the one. I can ally that guy in and do the same thing. So for a lot less points.
Yeah, valid. I just know that his because he's got a lot of pluses to his dispels, doesn't he? Or is it just an auto dispel or something like that?
One auto.
+1 to dispel. That is it.
All right. No, I was just thinking because at
He's
some
no
point.
Kroak. He's no
Well,
Kroak.
at some point I am going to be using a Nagash again, and yeah, I'm going to be spirit bombing my way through half that army, so we'll see how we go.
The positive he has is he's never going to roll a double one, which
Yeah.
is like that would scare me to run Nagash because
Is it an unmodified double one?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's all right. Look, you live and you learn. We'll have a bit of fun. I've never played against Lumineth, but yeah, I'm really sorry that one guy at Games Workshop really hates you, Luke.
yeah, I'm going to find out his name.
I think even after all that saying that, this is still a wicked army with some wicked shit in it.
They have lots of utility.
They've
Like
got so much.
unrendable, compile in whatever direction, like up if they want. You know, they have the kangaroo, the bloody fox. He's still on all the crack.
He's so much overpointed now. It's crazy. I'm still going to run him because I like him because he annoys people. But do you know what I mean? He doesn't really do much. He just annoys people. I thought it was overpriced at 300, like really overpriced. But the army's good. It's just I don't want to run a shitload of archers, and the archer build is still the best build. I wanted it to lean more into the other stuff because a lot of the other stuff's cool. It's just unfortunate, but there's still a lot in there. The cogs with this army is just silly now because there's a faction that lets you have 2 spells for everybody, and they all know 2 spells, and the cogs gives all the units an extra spell. I mean, yeah, just playing into that sort of style. Yeah, there's still going to be a good army. They've come down a peg, definitely. Yeah, now.
You've also got Dark Elves around the corner, Luke. It's all good.
Yeah, that's all I'm waiting for anyway. That's why I converted my whole army into Dark Elves. So just hurry up, Games Workshop.
I'm just glad Techless went up so that I'll stop seeing a fucking Techless list. I want to see the other Luminous models. You never see them. It's always fucking Techless.
Originally, I built the army just to get better at painting, and I just went minimum stuff. So I wasn't even that bothered. But all the new stuff is just so cool that I'm not interested in running Techless. I just wish the other stuff hadn't been. Mainly the battle line situation with the wardens. It's massive. It's like that's 100 points. 120 almost, especially the new reinforcement rules. So yeah, they've been hit pretty hard. Definitely gone down. I still think they're like low A tier probably.
Low A from Luke, Adam, Nick.
For me, they're still A tier. They could push double A or go to B, but without seeing them on the table, they're A in this edition.
Yeah, I've put them as A as well. They've still got answers for everything. They've got utility. They're A for courts. I feel like having a +1 now, or re-roll this. They still have a lot of things that other armies do not, and can do things that other armies can't answer to. So I would put them as A, high A.
Well, everyone's got basically A for courts now. It just costs them a CP. So yeah.
And you get a free CP if you sit on your shrine. Like, come on, you get that as well.
They're still good. I'm not. I just hope they don't get any more. God, just don't start the Slanesh train on them. Don't start the Slanesh train. Leave him there. That's fine. I'm happy with an A tier army. That's fine.
That's reserved for another army we're about to get into anyway. Tyson, what do you think for Lumineth?
I've never played them. Unlike me, for a change, I'm probably not going to talk shit about something I don't know about, so I'm just keen to go with whatever the general consensus is here. I don't really know much about them. I just know that Flying Fox guy would be a real pain in my dick hole. So yeah, if he got pointed out of it, good stuff.
Yeah, I'll just go with A. They're fine. They're not top tier anymore, but they never really were unless you were an absolutely epic player. All right, Adam, you're up. Seraphon.
Ooh, baby. Yeah, look, I know you guys are probably going to disagree with me, but I think they've been hit pretty hard.
You'd be right then.
No, and not solely for the points. Like, the points are justified. It's the strong list are harder to build towards now with the restrictions to reinforcements. So, yeah, they're still really good, but not being able to take two blobs of skinks and then a big blob of salamanders. Yes, that's a little hit. I mean, I'm just being a sook for being a sook's sake, but
Yeah, my heart really bleeds for you, man.
no.
It's real
So
shame.
the list I ran is now 400 points more. So
I just have to
kind
point
of
out,
same as Luke.
me and Tyson are smiling so much because you got nerfed so hard, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and look, I'm not too bothered. I'll play something else. It's fine. I can run something. I don't know. Who cares? But
Keep running them, Adam. Keep running them and
yeah,
prove
look,
them
you
wrong
could
now.
run
Now's
MSU
the
Sallies.
time, mate.
2 blobs of 30 skinks and MSU Sallies is probably still a thing. It's just you can't throw out 3 salamanders and delete something, and then just like back it up with big blocks of skinks and delete the rest, and then just like go to the bar. So yeah, might have to think a bit more, but that's all right. They got the hit they deserve to get, and I don't think Croak's the auto take he once was either.
Is the dinosaur list still possible?
The dinosaur list is very possible. I think that's where a lot of people will go, is towards the coalesce side, so they're reducing damage. There's some good stuff there. They haven't really... The Carnosaur, the Scarvet on Carnosaur is very cheap, 215, I think. He's really good, so he got out all right. I think there's some... Look, it's going to be good. I just don't think that filth build is the filth build anymore.
The whole book was fantastic anyway. I think we talked about it before, but they were going to get nerfed. That build was going to get nerfed, and it has been nerfed. But now it opens up into the really, really good builds. Stegonons, the Carnosaur. The Carnosaur build's amazing. I've seen it in action. It's pretty sickening as well if you get it right. So there's no way it's over for Seraphon. You just got to change up a few things and...
the shooting's gone. It's just the shooting's been restricted, but we all saw it coming, let's be honest.
I think the thing is, like, I'm most excited the fact that build that was being taken isn't going to be prevalent anymore, or if it is, it's not going to be as oppressive as what it used to be. And anything that opens up Saurus kind of being the mainstay is what I'm about, because they look better, they are better. I don't know why they weren't the most taken thing in the get-go. So anything that's more dinosaurs riding dinosaurs is what should be the case. So yeah, I'm happy to see what we'll get, what's going to really kind of come out of this. But as you said before, man, I still think if you took pretty much the same list as what you did do, but you had to scale it back, that would still be a fucking super powerful build, man. It would still put work in. It's just not going to be as, like, auto-deleting as what it used to be.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes in the new, like, Age of Sigmar economy. Now that everyone is taking less, they did obviously get hit very hard because they weren't taking battalions before, and they've still gone up, with that in mind.
I just have to wonder, why the hell did the Troglodon and the Skink Chief go up 50 points each? That's quite a big jump.
I can answer the Troglodon, because the Slan and the Croak can cast through him, so you can still teleport him, and then you've still got your board wide casting Croak's spell through him. So, and he's going to be harder to kill. He's overpointed though at that point, but they're trying to limit Croak destroying you from the corner of the board. The Skink Chief is, I don't know.
We'll have to get a few
I just
rematches,
painted
mate,
it.
Wilsey.
What's that?
A few rematches with Tyson and Wayno. And see how they go. Try running the same list again. That'd be pretty cool.
Has anyone played with or against the new Croak? I'm interested to see how he's been recently.
No, I've got too much PTSD against the old Croak to want to do it again against the new one, to be honest with you.
He's got bigger. It must be scarier, hey?
I have him, but I've lost interest in painting him.
Hypnotoad will return, I'm sure.
He'll be back.
So
He'll be back.
what are we looking at here? I still want to go double A.
F.
Yeah,
It's
double
double.
A.
It's double A. It's not S anymore. It's double A.
I've put him as S still. But
F there.
S
Yeah,
S.
yeah. He's
Wait,
they're staying
I'm-
there.
Wayne's spoken.
I'm with Wayne. A hard F for fuck you. Definitely leave him down there.
I'm not putting them in S because I would actually put them in A. That's me. I would put them in A because I never saw Seraphon at the top of the tables. Unless you're an absolutely epic player, which we know Adam is. Sorry to give you a big head, but honestly, I never saw them at the top. They weren't winning tournaments, and that was with the broken shit.
They had
Yeah,
a couple of counters. They had a couple.
You also forget, man, that book dropped during COVID when no one was really running tournaments for them to be top of, and when they were, even in our local meta, they were going top. Like they put work in.
All right, so what are we saying? Double A or S?
I'd go double A.
Double A's
Double A.
fair.
Double A. Double A.
All right, Stormcast. None of us play Stormcast, but I know that Nick is about to get into them.
Well, no, it's. Oh, I hate it. When I first saw Age of Sigmar, I was like, oh, these Stormcast guys, they suck. And yeah, I've absolutely eaten my words now. Like, I'm over the moon for these guys, and I don't think I should be, but let's see how they go. I have no idea how they run, so let me know in comments down below, like, what do they do? I've never seen them.
I used to play Stormcast, and they were average. Their whole army is just average. Always has been.
Yeah, I had that impression with the Celestin Prime, who's in one of these crates back here. I tried to run him with Marathi and Gotrek in a mixed order soup, and he just wet blanket would probably be a compliment for him in that game. It was saddening to see what he didn't do. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they change with the updates and their armor class going up as well. I'm looking forward to.
I think them being one of the few armies that usually kind of ran a lot of MSU as well, they're going to really benefit from the reinforcements. I mean, we're talking to a bunch of the people in our gaming group in Realmless, and yeah, they were just saying how realistically nothing's really been changed that much. They've just obviously had a generic point increase. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and like a lot of their things have like 8% increase since before. But also they have a lot of units. There's a crap load of units. It's like a full scroll page to go through.
This is why I stopped playing Stormcast Eternals. Every new edition they release new Stormcast models, and the old ones become shit.
Well, they're about to get their 4th battle tome, so yeah, it's something.
Yeah, and Skaven's had one.
It just shows you can't improve perfection.
Very good point. But we've all versed Stormcast. So, I mean, you guys can see the screen. They've all gone up in points. Like Nick said, they're all MSU anyway. So you guys can give us your comments in the comments section if you want. But how are we going to put them in the tier list?
I'll be saying B.
Luke?
Luke must be in the shooter.
Oh, he's gone.
I'm hoping to see them in A.
I'm back. I'm back.
Just with the new units that are coming out, like my heart goes for them. That I want them to be something worth playing.
All right, so Nick's A. Tyson said B.
C.
Yeah, look, they've got some cool stuff like Deep Strike is wicked. High armor is good, but I'd still say C. It's like the beginner army. They just don't have enough of... Oh, I don't know. I've never had a problem playing them.
Well, I'm going to put them in B. That's 3 Bs to 2 Cs, only because they're new. There's going to be something broken in there, especially with the new model nullifying monsters, certain monsters.
Not Scarbrand.
Yeah, we know.
I do think that but you're mentioning before how they're a beginner army, and I've spoken about it a week or two ago. but they have so many models, therefore they have so many different options, and therefore so many tools. Depending on what this new codex does look like, will give them a lot of utility. Because they've got everything. They've got it. They got shooting, they got magic, they got hand-to-hand, they got mortal wounds, they got teleporting.
And
It
priests.
just depends. Yeah, and priests, and yeah, they've got prayers too. So that's the thing, is I think realistically they are that fat middle. They've got a bit of everything, so that's why I'll chuck them in big. They're middle of middle.
I'd agree. When I say beginner army, I mean it's usually for getting event scores. It's usually beginners playing it. It might outweigh it, so it looks worse. There's got, yeah, I agree. They've got tools.
But in saying with the unit selection they've got, that can also be a bit of a detriment, you know, a bit of a learning curve. Like, because, you know, I've got 3 armies and I'm looking at the list of storm cards going, I don't know where to begin. Like, and I'm sure beginners will probably do that as well if they don't get the models given to them and be like, hey, build this army. Like, if you're going through and trying to build an army from the list, I'm getting lost, so I hope other people are, otherwise that's just something on myself. You know,
I definitely think there's something to that, because it can be one of those things where there's too many options, therefore you're like, well, fuck, where do you start? Yeah, he's back.
No, sorry. I've got to pop for a second. I'm going to go to Sylvaneth. Nick can take that through.
oh, can we do what we've done every other time and just skip past them? I don't want to.
No, you cannot talk through them.
Dryads have gotten cheaper, so I'm like, yay, but 5 points. Like, yeah, I don't know. I've played a couple of games with the Warsong Revenant. I think he's overcosted. He kind of shoehorns you into a couple of actions, and yeah, he just doesn't deliver as much. You never know. I never know. Like, he may change a lot in the new economy of Age of Sigmar. But yeah, I think he's been too expensive. And Olario, I cry to her every night. She's been ridden harder than Selenish, in my humble opinion. I don't know how Luke's gonna feel about that, but yeah, she needs a ward save. What does everyone else think?
She's better than any single thing in Slanesh. She would destroy the entire Slanesh army by herself, so she's not that bad.
I think, but and I don't want to keep making this about Marathi, but this is also what pisses me off about Marathi only being 660, is you look at her, and you're like, okay, cool. I understand why she should be way more than that. But then you look at poor Ilario, to get a 140 point increase for what she does do. And that's where even I'm like, oh man, poor Sylvaner players. Like,
Can
yeah.
someone explain to me why Durthu and like so many other, you know, creatures in Age of Sigmar shoots shit with his eyes from like 18 inches away? Meanwhile, Alariel has to throw her spear and she doesn't use that in melee. Like, I wish she had a melee profile for that spear. Honestly, just add that and I'd be a happy chappy.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. I don't know, like, I will be very careful of saying this because I don't play Sylvaneth, therefore I probably don't have the best viewpoint. But I'm shocked most things in your army got a point increase. I was like, surely they're going to leave them either standard or they're going to drop them to try to give them a fighting chance. And then I saw, like, I think what Dryads are the only things that kind of got a semi-point drop, and everything else got an increase. Oh man, I'm sorry.
The Underworld's warband went down quite a lot, but I haven't seen that be played very often. The Spite Swarm Hive, which is probably one of the best endless spells for Sylvaneth, has gone down, so that is worth mentioning. That is amazing. But yeah, everything else has kind of just been hit hard. Like the Hunter's going up 35 points 25 points is just, you know, a kick to the teeth.
Are they 5 wounds? Nick?
Yes, so they do. They are worth 2 on objectives, which is yeah,
You do get to summon a few for free, don't you? Well, if you take Ilariel, but I don't know. For some reason, I think with the way
Change the screen.
the rules are, I think they've got better, if you ask me. I think they might be in a better place than you think.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a lot of really nice utility with their Voices of the Ever Queen or whatever they have, where they can do a command ability focused on them, no matter where they are on the board, or auras from them. That's a really strong ability for them to use. But yeah, they're 225 points now, and award saves are the biggest lack in that army, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked into them before because I've got a bit of a soft spot because, I mean, even though they're not actually Wood Elves, they're part of the Wood Elves. But yeah, for me, one of the biggest problems was they never had enough CP. They've got a lot of abilities and they needed a lot of CP, and now CP has drastically increased. So that's my thoughts on why they might be better now.
Yeah, I can see that. I think there are also another army that would have benefited a lot from having priests, even just like summoning trees as a priest ability would have been better than a spell that they don't get buffs to spells, apart from the artifact that lets you auto cast a spell.
All right,
Any other
sorry, I'm
thoughts?
back.
Anybody?
Sylvaneth got fucked.
Yeah. I was really hopeful for Kurnos, but I just think they're too expensive. They're not. There's nothing in the Sylvaneth book that is a real hammer that scares you. And Kurnos could have been that, but they're just pointed too high.
But that's my next thing is there's no hammers, there's also no anvils. Like everything there just dies to a stiff breeze, man. If they didn't adjust the points at all and left everything as it was, and then with the new changes, I actually think they would have been way stronger. Way stronger. But yeah, the fact that they upped Kurnoth's, man, and Alariel, I'm really sorry, Nick.
Oh, apparently now I'm going to Stormcast, so it is what it is.
What do we think? An F?
F. Big old.
No, I'd say D. D.
I like him. I personally think they could push B. I know it's pushing it, but C.
I like your style.
C, to be fair. C. I just like the changes with the woods. That's the thing.
I'd be putting them in D, but that's me.
I'd still like to see an FAQ on that one base of trees. I'm curious to see if that's the actual intention. 1 to 3 of the tree bases.
Yeah, that'd be big.
Going in the middle of D. Some people said C, I said F. Nick originally said F.
They're not that bad. They're not that
Give it the big D. We'll find out soon.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Cities of Sigma. I have dwarves, and fuck the Empire shit. The Dark Elves crap is going to get redone. We know that. I don't think Cities was ever a powerhouse. I mean, points rises. Some points have gone down. They didn't change too much, to be honest. The average is 3.35.
The Frost Art Phoenix, man, that went down in price, and that is amazing.
Yeah, but how often do you see it?
Yeah, not a lot, but still very good. And because of the amount of units, I mean, I think they're a decent army anyway, because they're pretty much now mixed order. So, yeah, not bad. Nothing really changed too much.
I think
generic increases.
I think they're originally going to get rid of Cities of Sigma, and they're just going to roll them into the other armies. Like the Dark Elf side, that'll go as soon as Malekith comes back. The Dwarden side, that'll go as soon as the Dwarves get their own book. I don't know about the Elves and the Empire, but...
What about Phoenix Guard? I mean, surely they'll go back once Tyrion turns up as well. Maybe.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I think they'll get the Legions and the gas treatment eventually, like when it moved into Soulblight, where everything does get fragmented and cemented in their own things. They just needed this book to chuck everything in. The points, look, I don't know much about cities. I've said that before. What I do know is Phoenix Guard were good, to put it nicely. I saw they got a price increase, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty much all I have.
For me, this book needs to go to Legends, and quickly. I fucking hate it. So get rid of it.
What do you mean you
Yeah.
don't like? What do you mean you don't like pantaloons?
Like, I did in 8th edition. It was great. Let's move on with life. Come on. Straight to Legends. Let's get
Yep.
new shit going.
Back to the old world when it comes out. Just get rid of it.
Yep, send it there.
I agree with Adam. This book should be gone. Even though I've got the dwarves, this is just, like Luke said, it's everything rolled into one because they could.
Look, I would say put him in Legends, but Legends is reserved solely for Skaven this year. So
Fuck off.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get
I'll
rid
be
of them
tossing.
as well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So right, man.
Yeah, fuck off. Where are we? Where are we going to put cities?
I'd put him in C or B.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
B.
I go B because they've still got some
B.
strong builds with
Phoenix Guard.
Ironweld and stuff.
Phoenix Guard make you B tier or fucking Phoenix Guard.
Okay. So that's it for order. So we'll just go to Nick's graph for order, and we'll see what he's done. It's got everybody on here. We'll do it after.
Sorry, I've just made it a complete mix of everyone to see how it's gone across the board.
We'll do it after. So we'll go on to Chaos. So we'll go Slaves to Darkness. Adam, you're up again.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. I don't think there's anything negative there. Archaon didn't get hit, really. Knights are still good. Warriors in 10. I'm happy with that. Marauders are 10s. I think it's good.
What about
I think it's a
Varangard?
really cool build. What they go to?
They didn't change, but they got... there's still Battle Line if you're a host of the Everchosen. Okay.
So everyone's worried about the running 6 with the new coherency, but once one dies anyway, it doesn't matter. I think it's a good book. I think the changes for them are positive. Being able to run Marauders in 10s and no more than 30 will be good. Big box of Chaos Warriors. They're rolling saves with +1.
What about
good.
Be'lakor going down?
Well, that's just a win. He's wicked. So I think this book had positive like I know some of the points went up, but overall I think they've improved from the changes.
We may as well get this on now. So a lot of people are talking about that rule where you can only take from your faction, and Archaon is not in any other Chaos faction, is in Slaves to Darkness. Do you think it needs FAQing, or do you guys think Archaon can still go in other books?
Well, he's got the keywords. They all stay in the other books, would be my thoughts.
Yeah, so technically now in Slaanesh I couldn't take Chaos Knights or Warriors. So I think he'll get FAQ'd. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, if he doesn't, then Slaves to Darkness, we need more.
I really wouldn't be opposed to the idea of him being locked into just the Slaves army, to be honest with you. I don't know, I like when people take the battle tome and the faction for the faction. When you start souping in things. I mean, Durham, I know it's obviously a super strong build, and I certainly don't want to shit on Luke's fantastic Slaanesh build of yesteryear, but yeah, I don't know. I think when I think of Archaon, it's always run with shit tons of Chaos Warriors and Knights and that looking, that aesthetic, if that makes sense.
He's the undecided, isn't he? It's, Chaos
Yeah.
undecided. And that's,
Exactly. Hence why he's got all the marks on his and the Eye of Shirian and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, if they did faction lock him, I wouldn't be mad about it.
They could make him like Gotrek, where he can be allied, but uses up your entire allotment of allied points.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got him right there. I haven't used him in probably 3 years, but at some point I'm sure I could bring him in. It's all good.
What about Be'lakor? Does he have the faction keywords?
Nah, he's the same.
He's
'Cause he
Slaves of
was-
Darkness.
Yeah,
Undivided.
because he was the first demon prince of Undivided. That's why he should be in Slaves as well.
So he'll be an ally, which means he doesn't get allegiance abilities anymore.
He was undivided anyway, so he didn't really
Okay.
benefit. So he just took him to just fuck with people's units.
Alright, well, we're putting STDs.
Hey,
They've moved up. Definitely, they're A now.
Can I just commend everybody there for not making a vulgar joke when he said that? Yeah.
Nick did. Nick did. I heard
I
it.
totally did.
Oh, man, I did not hear
Everyone
it.
was thinking it. Everyone was thinking it.
um,
I'm
yeah,
bad for
I put him
starting.
as
Just stay
the-
away from my mum, guys. Just stay away from my mum. All right.
Her lure is just
Alright, moving on. Slanesh. Okay, so
Ah!
everybody, we're just going to go
Ah,
have a
I'll be
smoke.
back.
We're going to be back. We'll let Luke talk for the next
I'm gonna
5
go
hours.
have a shower or something. Yeah, we'll be back.
nah, there's. I said all I had to say on the last show about Slanesh. Really, now it's just an absolute meme, isn't it? It's just. I'm just laughing. It's just absolutely insane. I mean, look at this Shalaxi Hellbane. What was she up? 95 points.
I didn't even notice. Jesus Christ, that's massive.
What I
Listen,
I just
she
can't-
literally is what a couple of points less than the keeper, and the keeper's going up was a joke. But her going up, literally, she should have lost 100 points because she is useless.
Was it one attack that does D6 damage? Luke, is that what she's
Look
got?
out! Yeah,
Yeah.
one spear attack. Look out!
it just showed me that clearly whoever was doing these points, there was a bunch of people that was super on it, and then one person was like, I don't fucking know, whatever, just spin it and see what happens. And there was like that, just a spinning wheel, and it just went fucking 85-point increase on a Keeper of Secrets, which was already nerfed 3 times ago. Like, man, why did they do that to this army so badly? I just don't know.
Look, they have to, unless there's War Scroll rewrites. I mean, yeah, they just need taking out back and having a good word with. Yeah,
Even Daemonette's gone up 30. Like, they were shit
That
in the
is
first
mental.
place.
They literally went up more. What are they now? 140. They're nearly as much as like Wardens, or the idea that Demonettes hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. I mean, let's just have a look in the mirror. Have a look in the mirror. Whoever's writing this.
Aren't they just
seriously.
shitty witch elves? They're just shitty witch elves, aren't they? And witch elves
Shitty
are...
witch elves, yeah, Jesus. Listen, Wayne's stupid acolyte rats kicked the face in. That's how good they are.
Look, let's just chuck them in the F tier and forget about them for 3 years.
Yeah, they're gone. They're just not even just meme report. Yeah, could not win nothing.
Don't
we're
buy
still
anyone's
terrible.
Slanesh. If someone's trying to sell it,
Yeah.
don't buy.
Yeah. Slanesh.
Stonks in 40k. They're good in 40k. I hear they're really good in 40k.
Yeah, they're great in 40k, so under 40.
I just really wanted the mortals to be anything other than shit. Like, even the Bliss Barbs have gone up 20 points from 160.
What is that? They are worth more than Lumineth archers. Can you believe that? Oh my god.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
So, Slanesh, big F. Slanesh, they're fucked.
I'm really sorry again, Luke.
That's all right. Like I say, I'm just laughing now.
Luke, quickly
the
on-
hate train is over. The hate train is over.
Quickly on Slanesh, Luke, if they drop 50% in points, would they still be F tier?
Probably. Yeah. Look, it doesn't matter. There's just no saving the book without like War
Shit.
Scroll rewrites and Allegiance rewrites. I mean, yeah. They phoned that whole book in. So, yep. Next.
Alright, Maggot King. Adam, you've dabbled a little bit. I've dabbled a little bit. I don't think that the points changes has really hurt them too much, to be honest. I mean, they actually went down a lot of things.
I think their impact is from the core rules. The not stacking negatives to hit and not being able to take more than 15 Blight Kings, that's their hit.
You can still stack negatives to hit, but it will only cancel out to -1. Like if somebody's got +2 and you've got -2, it's still only.
So they used to be able to get to like -4 to hit. that was rough. -1 or 2 to wound, like that's their debuff is from the core rules. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Has their unit size changed?
Not really. No,
Oh, are we
No.
talking about Pascal Blight Lords, or are they the bugs?
they're the big bugs. They've always been 2.
Yeah, Blight Lords are 2 and Blight Kings are 5. They're the small ones.
I mean, even Great Unclean one only went up 30 points. Rodigus only went up 25. They didn't get hit with the points at all.
No, and considering those guys now count as more models, they also do mortal wounds, or yeah, that if anything, they just got better. I think all the changes here were fine. They're complete opposite to Hedonites, basically.
Yeah. There is a rumor that Magakin will get a new book soon anyway, so
They're due one, that makes sense.
They're AOS 1 book, aren't they? Still?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're due then.
Them and Ideneth.
Yes. Yeah, it's all good. I think they're good. I reckon
A
they're...
tier, I reckon. A.
Yeah, A.
They could fall to B.
I would have put them as B, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
got
swinging
2
in between
Bs
2.
and 2 As. Nick, you're the decider.
No, I'm chucking them in A. You know, tanky is always good going into tank meta.
Yeah. Alright, Zench. Now, I just want to point one thing out. Straight off the bat, Pink Horrors have gone down 5 points. It's the only thing that went down 5 points.
It's still Clown World, just with that. Seriously.
Yeah, and the fact that they can't take Change Host, I think that's fine if they went down 5 points, because with taking Change Host is what made them fucked, really. That no longer being a thing in match play, that already almost fixed it. All the price increases make sense. Yeah, good.
There was also talk about the new wording of running to Battle Shock. The old wording, you could bring back Pink Horrors. Now the new wording, you can't.
There was also something to do with units not being able to be mixed types, so no blues and pinks, or unless I'm wrong about this, but yeah, there was something that I think needed clarity with that.
So there's discussion around rally. So if you took 30 pinks and you've been wiped out down to, say, 20 of the, what are they called, the red ones, little red ones? So you've lost Brimstone. So you've lost 30 pinks and you've lost 60 blues, and you rally. You're going to roll 60 dice for the blues and 30 dice for the pinks. What happens when you roll those sixes? Do you bring back 8 pinks and 12 blues? Like
the wording the wording's always been to bring back pinks. Once you lose the pinks completely, you can't bring back the pinks anymore. So if the blues die, they cannot bring back pinks. That's already in the Disciples of Zench battle tome.
Yeah, but it's the rally though. The rally is what people want clarification on, I think. Because even if you can bring blues back from 90 dice, that's
Alright, so rally
a lot of models.
one dice for each slaying model from the unit. For each 6 you can return 1 slaying model. Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, so if you're slaying 30 pinks and you roll, what's that? On average 5 or 6 sixes? That's pretty good. That's a well spent CP.
I guess we'll find out when they fuck it, I guess.
And what was with the ruling for a unit can't go above its initial starting size? Like that's going to affect pinks and blues and brims, and also it's going to affect as we'll get to later, zombies as well.
Yeah.
For pinks, it'll just mean can't go above 10, and if it's right, you can't go above 20 blues, because 10 pinks can only ever turn into 20 blues at starting.
Yeah.
But it will need fucking.
Also, the thing that's nerfed it a lot is now when you resummon or something comes back, it's got to be within an inch of the model as well. So that's really put them back, especially with the chaining and the new coherency rules. So that's going to knock them down a couple of pegs as well.
And no
And
more
I think-
teleporting from the battle tome, blah, blah, blah.
And reinforcing limits how many flamers you get and stuff like that.
Yeah, so overall has brought them down a couple of notches. I mean, they did get everything point hiked as well. I don't
Yeah,
understand
so
why.
Zench were the hardest hit with the point increases out of every faction.
Oh, 26.8%. You're right.
I don't want to sound salty because I actually never really had a bad time playing against Zench, but it makes sense. Like, I'm not. I don't think anyone here, including Zench players, would surely look at this and be like, "That's bullshit." Like, man, they had it for a very long time, and the army was what the army was. I do think the change host alone being removed was a lot, but and same with the conflagration as well. But yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be mad about that.
All right. Considering the point increases, the nerf to pinks and the nerf to the battalion, I mean, Lord of Change going up 40 points. You could barely run Kairos before, and now Lord of Change being 420, he's going to be hard to fit into a lot of lists. So I would actually say that they've been nerfed down to A, maybe B tier.
Definitely A.
I was going to go B. If they can't Archaon, it's B.
Look, if they can, it's definitely. I want to go double A still because that Archaon build is
But
still.
if they
And
can't take
Kairos with Kairos is still hard, but yeah, A, solid A now.
But
Yeah, A.
I don't even think you can do Archaon anymore. So what's Archaon? He's 835 now?
830.
It's only 30
830.
points more.
Yeah, but then you've got Kairos being 435 now, so there's an extra 65 points. And then all the battle line has gone up, so it's going to be
You can still
really
fit in.
hard to do that, though.
Yeah, I think you can still fit it in, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I still think they'll be there or abouts, and the flamers are still obnoxious. Yeah, still take off wherever they hit.
All right, final decision: A or a double A?
I'm not going double A for them. I'm not. They're no worries.
I'm going A. I'm going A just because we don't know how it works out in the current meta at the moment. I'll be saying A.
And I also just noticed this, that Brimstones have gone up by 55 points, which is obscene. So I don't think they're going to be doing very good in the next.
You never.
It's
were.
to stop the cheap battle line, Nick. That's why they did it.
Eat cheap screens.
Yeah, you used to take screamers for that, and they've gone up to 100 now.
Good thing skinks have gone up to 75 then, yeah?
Oh, fucking scream!
Sorry, I had to. Just dash it in there.
Okay,
Leave
Skaven.
my little friends alone.
Is there an X tier for putting him in Legends, or
No, there is
why are we
not.
even bothering?
just keep scrolling? No one cares about him. Just keep
Alright,
moving.
fine, keep scrolling. Yep, so Blake, fuck you. Look,
We love you, Wayne.
look, Skaven got not too bad points increases, to be honest. The Vermin Lords are all now about the same. I am interested to see if they keep the Forge World Vermin Lord, the Warp Lord, because if they keep him, I'll be running him in almost every list, because he's pretty damn good. The battle line tax for Clan Rats now, they're now 390 points for 60. Whereas, if you take 40, which was the old standard, they're now 260. So they've gone up 60 points, basically. But you can now run them as 60. And the thing that's being talked about now is you run them as 60, and you run 6 weapon teams in them. And you run them with a warp grinder, you deep strike them, and then you've got 6 weapon teams popping out, and a 60 blob sitting on an objective that's going to be there for 1 or 2 turns, but the weapon teams are going to destroy everything. This has moved Skaven up, in my opinion.
Yeah, hard. They've flown up the chart. They've absolutely flown up, in my opinion, especially with like Thanquil, the stand and shoot stuff, because you don't have to roll to hit with anything. It's just you're mowing stuff down with these guys now.
I always used to run Warp Fire Throwers. You guys know that I've taken them almost every game against you guys, and I love them, and now they're just 10 times better. I know that the hordes have died down a bit, but they're still going to be really good for clearing any sort of battle line horde.
Once you get rid of them, Wayne, I mean, you're just winning on points then. So, and most armies are still going to have one or two large units. So once you dealt with them, then you just mop them up.
Yeah, and now you can take Storm Fiends as 9 again if you run them as Scryer.
I've been arguing with Wayne all day. I reckon Storm Fiends are the new. I reckon they're the new filth in the book. I reckon they're wicked.
Look,
So,
running 9 of them is going to take half your points, and then you need an Arch Warlock. But
Archaon's half the points, mate. He was wicked.
yeah, I don't think that the Storm Fiends is going to be as good as what you think they are. I'll run them against you, but they're not going to be as good as the bomb that I'm planning to do. And Hell Pits, they've only gone up 20 points. They're fucking amazing. They're going to absolutely wreck face with everything now that they've got the monster buffs.
Yeah, big stonks for Skaven.
Well, the fact that
I
we're
rated them before anyway, but yeah, they've gone up, man. Really good.
the fact we're arguing about what's wicked in that book means that they've gone up. Let's be honest.
Good point. The only thing is, my 60 Scryer Acolytes that I converted, I now can't take them.
Man, what a shame.
Oh, so sad.
I can
Save
take
join
the
my
old world.
skinks in the bin.
Save them put them on square bases for the old world.
Yeah, maybe. I am a bit annoyed about the fact that I can only now take 15 Scryer Acolytes. They'll die to a stiff breeze. They won't do shit.
Well, luckily, you didn't pay $25 for each one.
Very, very good point. All right. Anybody else before we move to the tier? All right, we'll move to the tier. So I'm putting them in AA. They're not quite S yet, but I think AA because they've moved up with a lot more. I mean, I didn't actually talk about this. Now taking Cunning, which I used to take anyway, there's a lot more command points flying around, and I roll a dice every time you get a command point. On a 6, I get it.
Big. I agree with you, AA. Not quite Deepkin, but maybe they'll reach the heights. We'll see about them.
I still think B. I still think B. Personally, just because they're still rats that will die and run away very easily. But that potential to be AA. There's somewhere between. I'll say A. I'll give them an A.
Tyson, Nick?
It's hard for me because I've never really played Skaven. I've played against him a shit ton, but even then it's been a while. I don't know. I'm tossed between AA or A, to be honest with you. I don't know how good the new ones have worked out, like how good the new points are. Having said that, I'm still with Luke. I thought they were always a strong army. They had more things in their toolboxes than most armies. Yeah, I don't know. Probably maybe sit into a strong A, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd say A.
Nick?
I think they've definitely benefited a lot from the new edition, and they've survived a few of the points gouges compared to other, factions. I still think they would be a B, in my opinion, just because they still die to a stiff breeze. They don't have many after saves.
And they die to themselves.
I don't know. Have you fought with
100%.
Vermin Lords? I've been running like 4 Vermin Lords.
I have run that Doom Wheel list against you guys so many times now. I've been holding back on the other stuff because they just weren't that good. This edition, you'll see a lot different Skaven. You'll see more Vermin Lords. You'll see Hell Pits. You'll see the bomb I'm talking about. You'll see Storm Fiends come back. That's stuff that, like Tyson said, the book has so much variety that you just didn't know about it because it wasn't taken.
I think the thing I want to know is what Ramstein song are you going to take with Vermin Lords?
I'm thinking about it. I'll get back to you on that one.
Mineland.
Anyways, I'm going to put him in A because Nick said B, and yeah, I'll put him in A.
Hey, look, they're your baby. If you want to chuck them in double A, you're the one with the control. I'm not going to fight you.
Let's go A, but I still think it's going to push up. I think it's pushing up from there, but we're going to challenge Wayne to put some filth on the table.
Nick is right about them dying to stick freeze.
Willsy doesn't rate it. Let's get the Seraphon versus Skaven going.
No, I've got something
we'll
better for playing against him, mate. I got something better.
Oh, here we go. All right, Corn. Adam, you're up again. Jesus Christ, Adam, you got so many armies.
Hey, Mr. Wayne.
I drove.
Corn. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about the Corn changes. I think the book has helped them. You can get +1 hit more comfortably. +1 save, but yeah, I think the demon side's still going to be good. But yeah, I don't know. I have to play them to see how the addition helps them. But Scarbrand didn't change points, so that's a win, and he's still wicked.
I think they'll suffer a lot with the prayer changes and the invocations now that everyone can try to pray, everyone else's stuff away.
And the Slaughter Priest you use the Blood Boil, you do your Killing Frenzy or Bond Flesh, and then you chuck out an invocation. Now you're going to I think you can still do a prayer and an invocation, is what I've read. So they'll still be able to do two things, but the prayers have gone up. Sorry, the invocations have gone up a lot. I think the skulls are 85 points now, maybe 80 points. And Luca probably think that's justified.
There's 60 now.
60.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you
Whoa, that's cheap.
Yeah, but then you take it to an event and you play 4 games and they don't have wizards. It's like, okay, well, that was 60 points well spent. I think I'm going to lean more into just running demons, solely demons, and see how that goes. See how the 5 Bloodthirster build goes.
That was always the best build anyway, really, wasn't it? The Bloodthirster build. The Mortals, I think people I've seen have been not too happy about the Mortals not being helped.
Well, they've lost the good battalions. They lost Gore Pilgrims. They can't take Marauders to gain the benefits. Yeah.
I think they're going to get a new book shortly anyway.
Well, that'd be nice.
I think there's still far more tomes that need them before Khorne does, but the Mortals do suck.
It's a shame too. They're probably my favourite model range out of the units, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Mortals, I bought heaps of the Mortals and then played 1 game with them and sold them because they're just absolute crap.
I think I bought them.
Yeah.
And then sold them.
It's a bit of a theme with Wayne, isn't it? He's had every army for 1 game and then he sells them.
Hey, Adam got my Bloodthirsters.
I don't know. I always have a real soft spot for blades. I don't know. I don't understand how they did jack up some of the prices, considering some of them. Like, why did Blood Reavers go up 10 points? They didn't do anything. They were just a cheap chaff unit that you took anyway. They're still going to do that, even with a +1 to hit. They've still got no rend. They still have no save. They still 1 wound. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I get it, but I think the book changes were enough to affect this army without the price increase, or the points increase, sorry. The fact that people can't be spamming Blood Boil is huge, because everyone was taking 2 Slaughter Priests. Like, I would have, easily. So, yeah, I don't know. It sucks, man. I really like Khorne.
Right, where are we putting them?
I'd say I think there might be a build that's B, but I reckon overall it'll be a C.
It's weird if you split it. If it's demons, I'd be putting it in A, but with the mortals, I put it in C.
Mm.
Yeah, I threw it firmly in C.
Wayne?
I'm going to put them in B because, like Tyson just said, if it was demons, they'd be A, like running the 5 Bloodthirsters, especially with the smaller board size, etc. Like, you might even win a tournament with that. We don't know yet. But the mortal side, that's just doghouse. That'll bring it down to C or D.
Yeah, I mean, don't run, once again, in the hands of a capable general, like, And I always want to shout out Pat Nevin where I can, because that guy stuck with Mortal Corn for the longest time. And yeah, just watching that poor guy's Twitter rage about all the changes that they've had to again. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel for him.
Luke?
Yeah, Bloodthirster build. The problem was you couldn't get to your opponent first turn. That problem is pretty much mitigated now with the shorter boards. So yeah, Bloodthirster Bomb still strong, and with a few extra mortals when they charge as well. Yeah, I reckon Wilsey could go all right with it anyway
Well,
in our group.
They get plus on a hit now pretty easily, just for a CP. So that was their biggest issue, was the force to hit. So maybe it's
Yeah, heroic and monstrous actions are going to treat them well.
Yep, I like him. B overall, but the Bloodthirster Bomb probably pushed up to an A.
Alright, they're staying in B. Bok. Adam, you dealt with them more than anybody else. I don't even know if you played many games with them.
No, well, they're probably my favourite range from the old world coming. I love Gorgons, I love Minotaurs. They really struggled with how easily they died. Kind of like the Skaven thing. Didn't have a save. Hit on 4s. Yeah. I think Gorgons will be good now, but overall, yeah. They need a book. They need a new book desperately.
The rumour is that they're getting one reasonably soon.
Because like Stormcast, they have things that are good. They can ambush. They've got the spell that can make you strike last. They can pump out damage if they roll well, but as a package, it's not very good. So there are some good players that almost won SAGT last year. Was it last year?
2020, I think it was. Yeah, so last year.
Yeah, it was played off the top. So, but yeah, they need a book.
Anybody else got any opinions?
Nah.
I have never played them, versed them, or anything.
I think they were sort of just put to one side because they're only an average of 8% average gain. You look at it, they've only got up 5, 10, 15. They weren't hit too hard. I think they're just waiting for the new book.
Yeah, they were bad before, and this hasn't done anything to help them out. So pretty much just kept them in line with everything else. So yeah, I'd put them down the bottom with old Sylvaneth. Not quite in Slaanesh, but
I reckon they could probably beat Slaanesh at the moment.
I think they kick Slaanesh's face in.
Oh, we need that. We need that on camera. Oh, anyone, please. Anyone got Beast of Chaos here?
Stone?
No, I sold it. Well,
Tee it up with Luke. Tee it up with Luke. I'll have a game with him, and he'll kick the hell out of me.
Nah, if you wanna challenge yourself, challenge a game with Joel from Measured. He'll give you a run for your money.
Yeah, I'm sure he. Yeah.
Aren't
Look, if you
Slaanesh
put enough bodies
enough?
on the board, you can win. So, but yeah, they're not that good. Next.
So we're going to put them somewhere?
Yeah, we put him in D.
D. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, yeah, fair.
Death. Flesh Eater Courts. Tyson, you've played with them. Adam's got them. I've played with them. I actually don't think they got nerfed too bad, apart from the nerf to the... You can only pick 1/6 now. Like one... What is it? Ability to
Triggered
go off.
ability.
Yeah, one ability that actually works with them. Honestly, I thought they got away with murder. And I'm saying this also remembering that things like the captor summoning is now captor 3. So realistic that I can only now summon on 2 units and bring on the chalice. I can't bring on 3 units like you used to be able to do, and then the chalice and so on and so forth. So you got to be mindful of that. But yeah, I thought they were going to get points costed through the arsehole, and they really didn't at all, even a little bit. Every one of those changes there, I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. It's kind of like the Zinch players, I guess. But I thought it was going to get off way worse. Like I thought, especially the Gore King on Terrorgeist, I thought it was still going to go through the roof, even with the nerf. That's still not stopping me from stacking on. If I take the Feast, for example, I can get +3 extra attacks off onto him, sometimes 4, with his Maw, and I'm still going to be doing the mortal wounds. Now, don't get me wrong, I can't generate the extra attacks, but I don't need to, man. That's so many. I think they got away really well.
Adam?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they've somehow they played a lot like Slanesh did when Slanesh was pumping people's faces in, and they've somehow avoided the nerfs. So me and Luke have been chatting. He's going to buy mine, I reckon, because his perfect play style. The double pile in is still going to be really good. Mortal wounds on 6s is wicked, and the fact that they avoided the point hikes, yeah, it's a big win. So I still think they're going to be very viable, and I don't know how they escape the Slanesh treatment.
Even the Chalice.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that you guys I actually forgot to talk about. You almost want to purposely make sure you're not going first, so you get the extra command points, because that was the thing this army always needed, was the constant CP generation. If you deliberately want to take as many drops as humanly possible, go second wherever you possibly can. If you get that sweet double turn, that's fucking good game all over. Like, you'll summon everything on where you need it to, and your Terrorgeist will still have what it needs to. You're going to be able to get off your run and charge onto them, and then that's that. Like, it's vicious.
Even just getting your 3 standard CP at the start now, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Absolutely.
Wow. And the board size, you're starting close. You're just flying up 14 straight away. Yeah, I'm going to eat your face.
Yep, and then you forget about the monstrous actions as well.
And the heroic, yeah.
Yeah, and then the heroic actions on top of that, like, man, Vecca and
fighting when they die.
Yeah, well, if you're in Gristle Gore, yeah, but like they fuck, man, they did really well.
Well,
really well.
see, a lot of people before would take Feast Day because you get the free pile in.
Yeah, the free
You got
pile without needing the CP.
Well, you got so much CP now, and you can only use one command ability in the same phase, the same one. So I don't think people are going to worry about Feast Day. They're going to take Gristle Gore or one of the other ones.
Personally, I think Blister Skin's still where it's at, especially especially on a smaller board size. That extra +2 inches to movement across the board is going to be huge. Like, you'll be able to zone out where you need to, take MSU squads of fucking ghouls, flood the board, use Terrorgeist to chomp. That's that. GG.
The Chalice only going up 20 points. That Chalice is one of the most broken endless spells in the game.
Look, I know what we're coming up to in a second, because I can obviously see it on the screen, and I'll talk about how their prices went up for their endless spells. But yeah, I thought the Chalice was going to be 100 points easily. It only went up 20. Yup, your tea. Let's do it.
All right, so Feck. There's smaller board size, etc. I'm putting them straight into AA.
I'm AA/S, personally.
Wow.
Yeah, they were good before, and they're still good. Yeah.
I would have said A, but if you guys like AA,
The only
a bit too much.
I'd say S if they didn't allow you to shoot in my turn. So I'd fall on AA because that would be the only thing stopping them being an S to me.
Yeah, true. You do make a good point about the shooting aspect, but that's why I still think it'd be a AA. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying AA. Yeah.
Also, you forget, man, they've got a 3-inch bite on the Terrorgeist. If you throw in a bunch of ghouls first to gum up that shooting line and then bite over the top, like, yeah.
I also have to the whole summoning thing. You can still summon 20 ghouls. That's one reinforced unit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty good.
Super powerful.
All right, so yeah, AA. All right, Tyson, you're up. Bone Reapers.
Once, like Feck, I got away with this one as well a fair bit. Look, the more tech, we knew that was going to go up. I actually thought it was going to go up a lot more than 15, but I'm stoked we got away with 15. Same with the Death Riders and the Guard. They put up everything that everyone was taking. But kind of like what you were talking about with, I think it was IDK, Wayne, there was always, like, I'll get to a list build with my OBR where it'll be 1940 and I cannot spend points on anything else. So you'd be taking an endless spell, which sometimes I'd even forget to cast. That's just probably removed that now, really, is all that's kind of done.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked that Catacross went down.
A crime against humanity.
Look, I won't talk much more about that because, I've spent the most of this portion talking about how criminal it is where Marathi is where she is. But he is. I don't know. I thought he was fine at 500. I'm shocked they took him down 30, so whatever. Realistically, the only things that went up in points where I was like, okay, was probably the endless spells. All the other spells we had were great, and I can't stress that. All 3 endless spells OBR had were fantastic. But when you look at something, say, for example, the Bone Tithe Shrieker, that went up, was I think 55 points, 65 points, I'm pretty sure it is. That's the one that gives you +1 attack to anything that's obviously within the bubble of the enemy unit that you're trying to fight against. But if you're taking Catacross anyway, which took the $30, the 30-point price decrease, he makes your army +1 to hit as well. So your army's already hitting on 2s pretty much across the board, so it was always redundant, you never took it. So I don't know why they point hiked that but decreased Catacross, but you never took them together. If you took a different build and you didn't take Catacross, then why are you being slapped around for the +1 when it's capped at +1? I don't know, it was really weird to me. But yeah, and look, the only thing I will continually whinge about is Nagash at 970. Even with the 8 spirit bombs you can do a turn, it's better. I'm happier him being at 975, but it's still 970 is still a huge amount for him. He'd be good at 9. If he was 9 even, I'll let it slide, but 970 is a bit too much.
I just want to point out, for anybody that doesn't know, the Spirit Bomb that Tyson's talking about, you can now cast Arcane Bolt and hold it. And Nagash and Arcane can cast Arcane Bolt as many times as they like, and then just move across the board and then charge in, unleash 8 Arcane Bolts in one go.
Yeah, correct. But as Luke pointed out earlier, and I was going to probably bring it in more when we talked about Soulblight, but that is still 8 attempts a turn at rolling a double 1. And if you do, he's taking D3 mortal wounds. Don't worry, I'm going to 4 up, you're going to negate them. But that's still a good chance you've got to be miscasting there. And then if you miscast in that first cast, that's your next 7 spells gone, and that's a 975-point model. Yep, not doing a great deal.
When does Nagash do his 3 healing, though? Is that any time in the hero phase?
Do you mean when he brings back the models?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's hero phase.
Is it at the start of the hero phase or just any time in the hero phase?
Generally, that's start of the hero phase if you bring the models back.
Okay, so he can't do all his spells. If he rolls double 1, then, heal back the damage he took.
Well, he can't heal back the damage on himself anyway. I was only ever bringing back 3 1-wound models or 1 3 1-wound model, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you could heal him back, could you? I thought that's what he had his spells for.
Doesn't he have a heal on himself?
Does he? It's been a while since I've used Nagash, so that'll probably show you. But yeah, either way, look, even if that is the case, I don't know, man. I still don't think he's worth 970. He's a lot of chance. In OBR, it would be so hard to run him. You're already limited for what you've got. It would be very difficult to fit him in, especially now with... I imagine a lot of people are going to be running a lot more MSU, and he'll be tied up so much more deleting off small MSU units, and that's what's going to suck.
He doesn't heal himself.
I think my opinion of these, the reason they were nice to Bone Reapers is because they're not going to be getting any of the new command stuff. But for me, I mean, people were annoyed at Bone Reapers before with Petrifex. I think they're going to get annoyed again. I think they're going up. They're going up big style and stonks. I mean, Catacross 30 points, but I mean, that's the Mortec Guard price hike negated basically straight away. So everyone takes Special K, and he's a baller, man. He's baller. So, yep, Liege Cavalos went down as well. Oh man, jeez.
Arcane didn't change either.
Look at it this way. My list that I was running normally came to 980. My list now that I run normally comes to 1990. So it went up 10 points total across the board.
Most
that is
armies,
as untouched as they come. Holy shit.
Yeah. Most armies have gone over.
Less models, and this unit, this army is going to have the same amount of models. So it's he's going up in the rankings, definitely.
And we know
Yeah.
what they do to Gloomspite gets, so
I'm so sorry, Wayne. But look, we did cop hits in other ways. Like if and I'm not continually trying to defend my armies and shit like that. But coherency does factor into it now. I don't have as many monsters, so therefore, if I'm contesting objectives, I'm only going to have 21 wound people on an objective. I've generally only got 2 of those as well, so people are going to be able to delete them off earlier. Ponies are only 3 wounds; they're not 5, so they won't count as extra models. You know what I mean? Like there is ways to mitigate my army. Well, so OBR very easily. Just as far as the points increases go, yeah, I made out like a bandit, and I'm laughing all the way to the bank on this one.
I think they watched our game, Tyson. The Seraphon OBR one, like, oh fuck, that was rough. Better keep them the same.
Thank fuck they didn't watch my one against Wayne then.
oh god.
I come out after, so you were laughing.
All right, OBR. I'm thinking an A because they
A.
still weren't top anyway.
Double A, baby. They're better than Feck. They're better than Feck.
You're
I
better than
I put
Feck.
him at A. I put him at A.
I'd say A. Mortal
Yep.
wounds still fuck them.
Yeah, mortal wounds and shooting still fuck him, and that's what this whole entire meta is.
Easily
Let's
could push
get
up.
bolts, really.
Easily, but
Just
Yeah,
wait. They're
no-
coming
no
in hot,
rend.
these guys.
no red.
Nick,
Catapults. Can't even kill a skink.
Yeah, I'd put them in double A, like because they've always had that extremely tanky, and you kill them and they come back, yeah, they're just hard to get rid of.
all right. Well, we've got one who used to play OBR saying double A and one saying A. So I need you to decide.
Well, I said A, and Luke said double A. What did you say, Wayne?
It's down on you, Wayne. You said A, didn't you? So it's going to be A.
I'm
A.
putting A.
I think
Come on,
they've got
Wayne,
some
you
hard-
hit them. Put them in double A.
Oh, I'd put them in F if I fucking could. I'm so over OBR, but as an army, yeah, all right, they'll be A. I don't think they'll be double A. I don't, like Tyson said, they still suffer the mortal wounds, and as we're noticing, mortal wounds are becoming more and more prevalent this edition.
They're still a rock, paper, scissors army at the end of the day, and they'll still come across something that's just going to absolutely push them in.
All right, Night Haunt.
Nothing good happened.
No, nothing good happened, and Night Haunt weren't in a great place in the first place anyway, so...
Considering their biggest hit came down to reinforcements, I thought they were going to stay flat with price and points. And the fact that they didn't is pretty upsetting for me.
Yeah.
They're a horde army, and the coherency rules have ruined them. So, yep, no good.
I mean, at least you can now take Dread Scythes and Blade Geist Revenants as 10 instead of 5.
Yeah, cool, but people did that anyway. All that did was save your reinforcement points for, like, for example, why are Chain Rasps only a unit of 10?
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure they are 1 inch reach. So, who cares?
I've got Nighthaunt. I've got Luke's Nighthaunt, and it's just made them worse. Everything's made them worse.
Sorry, Brett.
And Luke and I have literally been saying this for 2+ years now. Why the fuck is the Black Coach still 220?
No,
That is a 200-point model. God damn it, take it down to 200.
Just rewrite the War Scroll, make it brutal.
The whole army's beautiful. What a waste.
I just
Look, Nighthaunt are the classic substance, so style over substance. They look amazing. It's still my favorite aesthetic in the game. They just don't do much. That's the unfortunate thing.
and I just have to point something out. Every endless spell has gone up astronomically.
And none of them were good.
Tremendous. They are all garbage. How can you put... Where's the Scythe one?
Shyish Reaper, it went up 50 points.
points, right. Unless they're changing War Scrolls, I mean, just, take a long walk of a short pee at GW.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Yeah, God, that agitates me.
Well, there is a chance for new War Scrolls with this big FAQ drop. Let's hope.
I
The
think
problem is they're not going to rewrite every War Scroll, are they? So,
No, it'll be 1 or 2. It'll be 1 or 2.
I reckon they're going to change all the endless spells for every army.
Yep.
Let's wait and see, because they need, like, those endless spells would want to be ball tearing, man. Because all three of them were pretty ratchet, and the fact that they've gone up that much, like the Shyish Reaper is a worse version of the Pendulum, and I know the Pendulum's now been changed. I saw that, but like, why would you still take that? I don't. Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna get angry. I'll be quiet.
Get angry.
All right. They're easily D.
Yeah, D.
What a shame.
Don't get me wrong, I still fucking love them. I've got them back there. I still love painting them. They're a great painting project. It's just I would never play them unless I'm playing like your Sylvaneth or Slanesh or yeah. If someone brings anything else to the table, I'm keeping them in the cabinet.
But when you run into them at an event, you're just like, well, okay, this is that's gonna be rough on my opponent.
Yeah, pretty much.
I believe we've lost Nick, by the way.
Technical difficulties. Plus, he's sick as a dog, so
Yeah.
he'll be back.
We'll get on to Gravelords. Tyson, Gravelords are your big baby. Nothing happened to them because their battle tome only just came out. Apart from Nagash going down 5 points.
Okay, so I know how there's that. What do we call it? The fabled lost episode of ours, where you and I would probably say are we're pretty harsh on the battle tome, and for good reason. Especially at the time. At the time in AOS 2, and for what it was not good. It was not what it should have been. With everything that's come out now, with every single thing that's been leaked, I am so much more positive and happy about this book. And I believe I said that when we did that review. I'm hoping that they made that book with AOS 3 in mind, and when it comes out, it all starts to lock in and make sense. It is now starting to lock in and make a whole lot more sense now, like a whole lot more. And that's what I'm loving. Look, nothing should have been adjusted in points. I'm happy nothing did. Because honestly, if they'd price hiked anything, I probably still would have rage quit. And Nagash is still too high at 970. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, the only other thing that I would say is, and I still think it's a bit of a trap, is still using the Coven Throne as a buff paste, especially now that you only ever get the pluses one. The +1 to, and that kind of caps at that. That's going to be a real trap I think people are going to fall into. But other than that, yeah, big fan.
Yeah, I'll be running Mortis engines. They're cheap and they do more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know I said this in that episode as well, but I still don't know why a Mortis engine isn't a hero, considering it's got a fucking necromancer sitting on it. But whatever, it's fine.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, with the 3.0 in mind, now Kritzer can be run. You know,
yeah, exactly.
In 2.0, it was like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Kritzer and is it Lady Anika as well? I think it was. They made no sense to me when that book came out. There was no command ability. There were 5 wound heroes, tissue saves. Why do they? Now they've got a point. They've got a point. They've got a purpose. They can do heroic actions. They cap objectives. You know what I mean? It makes so much more sense now. And let's be real, man. The stonks on zombies have gone through the roof.
Oh, zombies are easily the best unit in that battle tome.
Yeah, the fact that they can now retreat out, they can move back, they can redeploy, they can then pile in 6, they still have mortal wound output. Zombies are ridiculous.
You can also heal them with that other command point, roll a dice, every 6 gets 1 heal.
Yeah, absolutely. So realistically, I've got a hero heal I can do on them now for D3. You've got the spell that will give you a heal for D3. You've then got the rally where you can also bring them back 6, and then every model you kill on a 2+ is also joining them too. They're going to be hard to move.
Yep, really great. Top army. Yep.
Yeah,
we're going up there. We're going up there. What we're putting them, I reckon.
S.
Double A.
S. Why would you say S?
I reckon that we could.
I don't think they're S or AA at the moment. I need to wait and see what they're like.
I think they're going to be A.
Crazy.
I think they're going to be A.
Army.
No, I think they're going to be up there AA. We're going to have to roll the dice on this one because Nick, the decider's gone.
So we've got an S, a double A, an A, and an A. Yeah.
Tyson, you haven't actually said what you would put them as.
I've been. It's weird because I still am yet to really sink my teeth into seeing them on the tabletop. So right now it's completely theoretical, yeah. But I would still say A. Now, what I need to stress though is I would have put them at D/C before that. So even if at an A, it is skyrocketed up there, even at A. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you. The only reason why I'm putting them at A and not double A is because shooting. This army will still suffer to shooting majorly.
We're not going to shoot
correct.
all those zombies off. That's the problem.
Yeah, but everything else
there's
you
only
will.
There's only like 4 objectives on every board. The 120 zombies are coming. You can't ignore them. And then you've got Vlozda. You've got You've got other big pieces running around with these guys. It's like, well, by the time you've dealt with them, the zombies are there and they've chewed your face off. So.
Look, I'm not saying I have a list with Nagash of Losder and I think it's 80 zombies and a pack of 10 direwolves, but I've got a list that has that, so yeah. It'd be pretty neat. Yeah.
Look,
All
I'm
right.
into him. I reckon double A, but we'll put him in
Luke,
A.
roll a dice.
I've packed
We
almost
need
a full
Nick.
A.
I got a dice.
All right, Adam, roll dice.
All right, 4
One-
plus
okay, 4
double
plus.
A. Oh, he always rolls a 4.
There we go.
Oh, double A.
Never. This guy never fails
I
a
think
fucking 4+, does he?
I'm using Legions and Nagash because I haven't got Soul Blight here yet.
That's cool.
Double A is barely a handful, but there'll be a handful on the table.
We're being way too nice here. Everything's A and double A.
No, but I can't stress this enough though, is that even at an A tier, it's skyrocketed, like, where it was at, and that can't be understated. Like, I don't know of any other book that when it changed editions, it jacked up that far. Like, yeah. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
All right. I think Nick's back. So, Nick,
Yeah, sorry about that.
that's all right. We had a discussion on Soulblight Gravelords. Me and Tyson put him in A. Luke and Adam put him in double A and S. Quick, what do you want to put him in?
Yeah, no, I put them in A. You know, they
There we
suffer
go.
from some of the issues other
I
factions.
rolled a dice for nothing.
Yep, you rolled a
5
dice for
plus,
that.
the 5 plus
What a
counts.
waste.
You rolled a
Single
dice to
starter
show
round
you
table.
never get under a 4.
Don't play me.
All right.
Right, Let's
Destruction.
go to Destruction.
Sons of Behemoth.
Yeah.
Straight up to A.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Less.
Almost double A. Nothing wicked.
Realistically, nothing changed apart from the Gatebreaker.
And they're all
And
now
Battle
battle
Line.
line.
They're all battle line.
Oh,
That's
actually, I
amazing.
did not notice that.
It's the mission.
It was really
It's the
awkward
missions.
doing the graphs.
2 things. Number 1, when you start the game, whatever you stood on, you claim that objective, so they can just now run away straight away or kick the objective if they want. They don't have to spend a turn sat back, so they can just go straight for your throat. Smaller boards, and yeah, good luck taking off 3 of the big ones. Yeah,
4.
awesome. 4 even.
All right, so you're saying double A straight away.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
admit, trying to get through that many wounds in the smaller board, etc. If you're a shooting army, you're fucked.
And if they can take work it out so they get that one that allows you to have 2 guys with +1 armor save, 3 up, one of them will have the amulet that gives them a 5 up after save. I mean, yeah, good luck with that. 30 wounds.
Yeah. 40, I think, in one of them.
Yeah, 40 wounds.
40 wounds, 3 up save, 5 up after save. Yeah, they're kicking facing. They're,
All right.
yep, good luck.
Would that not put him in S? Nobody said anything bad about him.
They
I
might,
almost think
they
they are.
might make it. They might make it. They're seriously up there.
Nick.
I think the only reason I'm not saying S is purely because every game I've had against them, it hasn't been as utilitarian as what playing against IDK has been. I think IDK still has more answers, you know what I mean? Whereas what Suns do have is just an unrelenting large amount of punching power and a large amount of wounds that you're not going to remove them from, which they should. They're giant fucking giants. Like, this makes sense. But whether or not that equates to him being a one-trick pony, who knows? We'll see. That's why probably my heart goes to a AA versus an S.
All right.
Yeah, double A.
All right. Auric War Clans. Now, we know that Cruel Boys is going to be pretty much part of Auric War Clans. They've got Kragnos here.
Bin tier, baby.
Honestly, like, look at the points plus 6.48 average. They haven't really been nerfed that bad. Gordrak gone up 40. Meh. Same with the Megaboss 35. Like, they're really good models in the first place. Going up that much didn't change them too bad. The good thing is the Ard Boys, weren't they 10 now? I thought they got changed to 10.
Ard Boys are battle line at 5.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, they line at 5 now, whereas you used to have to take them as 10 to get battle line.
Will's he showing off his new project there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
3 cabbage, oh baby.
Hold on, here we go. Adam, show us your next project. 3 cabbage.
3 cabbages.
Guys.
Let's do it.
I love these sneaky barbecue sauce in the background. That's how we know it's you.
It's in his back pocket, goes with him everywhere.
This is Marathi. This won't kill me.
I've never met a whiter person until that moment.
All right.
That
So
shit is liquid gold.
honestly, we don't know about the Cruel Boys. We don't know what they're going to do yet. Like, but the Bone Splitters, they didn't change too much, and they're going to be better this edition.
I got thoughts.
Yeah.
I've stewed on it. I think they'll be worse. They've lost their unit discount, horde discount, which is so Savage Orcs are not as cheap, like a lot of things, and they're not that good. Arrow Boys are expensive. They have tricks versus monsters. I can see where people think they'll be good, but I just think overall they've gone up to a point where I'm not sure.
I forgot you lost Cunning Rock.
We lost all the battalions. You can't take more than 4 big stabbers in one unit, so they'll just get killed before they get anywhere. The Rogue Idol's not in points yet, so see what happens there. The hero's easy to pick off. Yeah, look, I think that's the weaker side of the book now. I think the Iron Jaws have gone right up because of the monsters' abilities, but yeah, Bone Splitters might have been hit. But if everyone runs monsters, they'll be good.
If you remove the Cruel Boys, because obviously you don't know much about them, is there still is Big War still definitely a force though?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
I think Big War would be better than just running Bone Splitters.
Yeah. I mean, probably right.
Actually, no, because you lose that
Pre-game
the
move.
monster one, don't you?
Yeah. If everyone runs monsters, Bone Splitters will be viable, and you'll have matchups where you'll win pretty comfortably. Like they'll do really good against the Mega Gargants.
Have you got many priests to use that new thing? No, sorry, that's a spell, isn't it? That gives you the mortal wounds on 6s.
No, that's the curse as a prayer. So so people don't know. You use that prayer to put on a unit, and any 6s to hit to a mortal. Well, you've got 30 Savage Orcs or Savage Arrow Boys. You've got 90 attacks, so you got a lot of chance to do the 6s. And then if you're fighting in combat, you can also put mortal wounds on the wound rolls for your eliteness ability against a monster. So 30 Savage Orcs will tear through a Mega Gargant. Yeah.
But probably not much else.
No. So like I run them at CanCon. They tore through OBR when they were petrified because they, did the ignore after saves and they were good against Nagash, blah, blah, blah. But then you'd run into trolls and die to trolls. So...
They're the paper to Tyson's rock, paper, scissors.
They're a rock, paper, scissors army.
Yeah, well, the Iron Jaws side of things, it didn't really change much.
Well, look, no. I think it's going to be good. The Mega Boss on Maw Crush is a 3+ save. You put him on a 2+ save now. You take the Amulet for a 5++. Mighty Destroyers turn 1. You're going to be in their face on a 2-up save for the 5-up mortal wound, first 5-up ward save. So your opponent has to get through that turn 1. And then I'm going to have 2 more Maw Crushers coming behind them.
Yeah,
So I
pretty filthy. That's a good beer and pretzels army. That's going to be wicked.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, the charge reactions and impact hits are going to be pretty good because you'll have them pretty much on all of your cavalry units, won't you? Like your cabbage and your war boys or your Iron Jaws guys.
What's that? Charge?
Yeah, so you'll be doing impact hits.
Oh, so all the cabbages have impact hits, yeah. I don't think the boars have impact hits, not the Boneslitters ones.
The Gore Grunters, they do, the spears do better on impact.
Mm. Yeah, they fight better on impact, yeah. Oh, look, the book's really good. I think it's still, yeah.
Funny feeling that's going to be the next book with the Stormcast anyway. So it could all change shortly.
Yeah, I'll be only 1-on-1.
I do want to talk about Kragnos going down. Would you run him now that he's lost 65 points?
I would like to try him, but I'd like to see him be able to get, like, Archaon gain allegiance abilities for one of the books, if it's Auric Walklands or Gloomspot or whatever. He's just lacking something.
If he does and he gets a point drop, then that's horrible.
Oh, if he gained
amazing.
Mighty Destroyers, he'd be auto-included in Iron Jaws. He'd be filth.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm shocked that he got a points decrease so close to his release. Honestly, that took me back. But I was like, no, it makes sense. They realized they've released him. He can't take any allegiance abilities, therefore he's not getting any faction specialties, blah, blah, blah. That makes sense. At sub 700, you'd probably take him to do a bunch of mortal wounds. If he does then get allegiance abilities, that's auto include. Definitely.
All right, where are we placing him?
A. I'd say A.
Yeah, A.
Nick, Tyson?
Yeah, A.
Yeah, A, B. I usually find.
I'm going with A. All right, Gloom's fight.
Just put him straight down the bottom.
Hey, Wayne, how you doing?
Look, they got fucked hard with shooters and stabbers because of the tax, the reinforcement tax.
Yeah, man.
20 points is nuts. I mean the Lumineth went up by 20 points, 25 points, which I thought was harsh. But on goblins, I mean, come on.
Look, I don't really run the goblin side of things. I run the trolls, and they didn't really change too bad. The damn cold trog boss stayed the same. Where are the fell waters? They went up 5 points. The damn cold Trogoth didn't change, and the rock guts, where are they? They went up 5 points. But as anybody who's watched the game between me and Tyson, Gloomspite aren't in a good spot in the first place. So
no, like I said, OBR is a rock paper scissors army.
Yeah. But Gloomspite has always been a fun army. They've never been super competitive. They were okay when they first came out. You might get 4 wins if you're lucky, but you'd never get that 5th win with a Gloomspite army.
I think their biggest hit wasn't necessarily the points. Their biggest hit was things like unit coherency and reinforcements, and that's what hurt Gloomspite.
Yeah, the coherency, the reinforcements to a lesser extent, the points, not much. I did hear that there's a rumor that they'll be getting a new book soon anyway.
Yeah, cool.
Let's hope, because yeah, they're in trouble. I'll probably put them. I don't know. We're looking at D.
Oh, they're D for sure.
I'm going to go ahead and say C because we've got nothing
C.
else in C, and I
I'm
think
gonna
they're
say
a good C army.
Yeah, C.
right,
C. Check
Put them in the
They've
C.
still got the squigs.
C.
Are still all right. Squigs are still all right.
C's perfect for just having fun, and they're a fun army. Random, stupid, great.
Actually, the squigs will
Bad
benefit a
tournament.
lot. The loon boss on Mangler Squig, he's a hero and a monster, so
Yeah, he'll be alright. Run 4 manglers. You'll have fun.
alright. Ogre More Tribes. Yeah, okay.
I don't know anything about them.
No.
I think they went up a lot, didn't they? Like, I mean, I understand the points increases, but that's also because their models are now, you know, every Stonehorn that charges in is going to do even more damage than what it already did. The thing they suffer from is the same things they always suffered from.
Yeah,
They got hit really hard with the coherency rules.
yeah, the coherency, the reinforcement wasn't too bad. You can now run 6, 12, 18 gluttons.
Oh.
Not that you really would.
20 points up though. You can't even get them in, and now that everything's getting +1 armor save, and they don't really have any rend, do they?
No.
Yeah, no, not good.
No, the Iron Guts is where it's at. I mean, if you take them in Gutbusters, you'll get for it 12 of them, but you know that's still a lot of points. They'd went up 25 each.
Yeah, but how many wounds does an Iron Gut?
4, I think.
Shit, see, I thought they were
Yeah,
5.
I think they just.
Yeah,
They still count for 2 anyway, and it's their allegiance ability.
Yeah, the allegiance
yeah,
ability doesn't matter. So,
yeah, good point.
it's always the Stonehorns. It just goes back to the Stonehorns.
They'll have to rewrite them just based on that everyone's getting. Even though Stonehorns are worth 10, I mean, it's still not a good enough ability anymore that everyone's getting a little bit extra. So they've got to be coming this year or maybe start next year, if you ask me.
Yeah, they are getting a new battle tome apparently with Gloomspike kits around the same time. So I don't know why they're getting a new tome before anybody else, but that's what the rumor is.
Year of destruction, bro.
All right, where are we going to put them?
C. C.
I'd be saying C.
Yeah, C.
Yeah, C.
Yeah, they've only got the Stonehorns going for them, and they just went up in points. So
You're smashing people with Stonehorns, but they're C.
all right, we'll quickly go over the endless spells. Now, all of them went up, basically, except for the bridge, lock on. The cogs went down. What the fuck? That must have been wrong.
No. It's the thing keeping Lumineth alive, buddy.
It's no longer global. Is the thing for the +2.
Yeah, all right.
But all wizards get an extra cast.
But it did get better with I think the wizard that could gain the benefit from cogs was only the person that was winding down time for the buffs. But now it's any unit within 6 inches, so that's really good. But yeah, the speed up buff I think has been limited to 18 inches. Is that right?
Yeah, 18 and +1 charge now. So you don't take it for that. You take it for the slowing down and getting an extra cast.
I think Shackles he wins here, hands down.
I think the Shackles in the time of A0S 3, and now that everything's going to be closer together, I think Shackles won out anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty glad because the only endless spells I've paired are the Geminids, the Shackles, the Spell Portal, and yeah. So I'm pretty happy I don't have to pay anything else because the rest of them are pretty much trash.
Do we want to spend a minute to say RIP to the odd Balewind Vortex as well?
Ah,
apparently it's back. It's still here, isn't it?
No, it's gone.
It's gone to Legends.
It's gone.
A cry. Yeah, Sylvaneth, no more.
Goodbye.
Porcelain. Lucky he doesn't need it.
No, I used it once in Skaven, and I wasn't too impressed with it anyway, so don't really care.
I never used
We're
mine
gonna-
as a terrain piece.
Cogs is going to be the new Balewind Vortex.
Can we just go look at the tier list again, Wayne? We've finished it up now, haven't we?
We've just got to talk through the graphs that Nick made. So we'll do
Righto,
that, and then
righto.
we'll go to the tier list. So take it away, Nick. Just tell me when to scroll.
So yeah, this is just going over through the average increases for each like leader, behemoth, battle line, and other units, artillery, and other spells. It's just showing the points increases as an average over the percent, and it's just I had big gripes with Luke jumping up and down, having a hissy fit about Slaanesh being the hardest hit, and I was like, nah, I can prove you. And yeah, so Slaanesh have been hit hard, with a 14.8% increase overall. But Zench surprised me as being absolutely stomped. What do you guys think of this table and the graphs to follow?
I think the issue there is like when I hear Zinch went up so much, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. When I hear how Daughters went up, I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But then when you hear how Slaanesh went up, that makes zero sense. I think that's the issue. Like that percentage increase, although it's 14%, feels like 50 because they're already so far down the bottom. Like, oh man, Luke, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and people are forgetting that the reason they were so highly priced is because they can summon stuff. So that was like, ooh, you can summon stuff. But guess what? Now you're limited to 0 to 3 summons. I mean, ooh.
All right.
Yeah, it wasn't really an increase that was demonstrated in the like tournament scoring or anything, was it?
This actually interests me. The leaders' Daughters got hit the most.
They needed it, and yeah, so it's no surprise that this has sort of happened.
If anything, I think it could have gone up a slightly bit more because Marathi's still heinously undercosted. But yeah, those leader prices have been, since the first doc book and every revision afterwards, somehow they've always been skating through with minimal changes. That doesn't shock me that they finally caught up.
Isn't it inflated so much because of that one character that just went mental?
Well, there are a lot of leaders in Daughters of Cain anyway, so it's going to be lesser. But yeah, Morgwith, I think is her name. She went from 80 points to 170.
Never even heard of her. So she
was something that I think everyone knew was going to be bittersweet for not very long. So she was 10 points cheaper than a hag and came with a retinue of 5. And yeah, so she could do everything that a hag could do for 10 points less and have 11 wounds.
It's the warband, eh? The warband.
Yep.
That's why it was cheap. Okay, yeah, no worries.
And I do have to point out with this graph, the Ardneth going down below is only because Volturnus got put down 20 points. Every other hero in Ardneth got put up.
Well, according to that graph, it still says to suck it, Wayne.
Yeah, it looks weird on
Just
paper.
untouchable, aren't they?
Alright, battle line. Who got hit the hardest? It was Lumineth. Oh, look at that.
Yes. This is the bad part, and it's hard enough playing them anywhere with the battle line situation. So yeah, it's really put a crimp on my day.
No, I mean,
I just love how Flesh Eater Courts got so much cheaper for the battle line.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Explain that.
It's the Slaanesh thing all over again, but in the opposite reason. I don't know. I'm happy, but I'm so sorry.
Alright, artillery. Lumineth again. What artillery did you even fucking have?
Two Kagris. The ballista went up that nobody took anyway for 100 points. It went up by 25 points, and who's taking that now? When you've We've got archers that are basically the same points.
See, I absolutely thought OBR was going to be in that position. Like, I definitely thought that would be OBR's spike.
100%. I thought
yeah.
they were going to get like 40 points increase at least.
Oh, look, I was expecting to see him at 240, 250. I'm shocked they threw it at 215, but as I said before, I'm laughing all the way to the bank on that one. And once again, Luke, I'm really sorry.
Yep. The gods hate me.
Yeah, behemoths. Slanesh.
Oh my god! Just stop hating on me, guys. Seriously, the Kippers. Oh my god, they could not fight. Let's just have a scenario: one keeper versus one Stonehorn. Who wins? Not the keeper. Average of 7 damage. Useless. Useless. Useless.
I think what I like most is how we've just kind of had like 3-4 slides now. Just keep rubbing it into Luke how bad they've gotten. Like,
I'm enjoying this segment. I'm enjoying
Keep doing it.
this.
This is what you have to do.
I'm not having much luck, am I? I'm really not.
Rub
I'm
it
not
in the
having-
wound.
No, but what I love is like it's just like, and now we've got it in math form. Look at it; it's on a grid now. Like a different way to say it.
Look how much.
Well,
Games
look
Workshop
at
screwed you.
other. Look, here we go.
That's poor Zench. Yeah, they got rooted, but they needed it. Slanesh, not so much.
Where is Slanesh? Oh, they're only, plus 8%.
Oh, it's that they put those gauze, those slang gauze, baby. Look out, Slangor meta.
Now, endless spells. Honestly, they went up so much. Every army's endless spells went up so much.
Except for the cogs.
Like I said, the Ossiarch Bone Reaper ones doesn't shock me. All 3 of them were good. There was never attacks to it. I just found it weird that they did do it. The Nighthorn ones, I still have no idea why. Like, even with AOS 3 in mind, it doesn't make any sense. So unless it's a foreshadowing of a new battle tome and they've got a new role, I don't know, man. That's dumb.
Plus 200%, that's really high.
And the thing is, even when they were cheap, no one fucking took them. Like, no one took them. Luke, have you ever taken a Nighthorn Endless spell?
They're still in the box.
There you go. Like, there.
I've got those, Wayne, if you want them as well.
Yeah, I'll take them. I'll
Probably
never
not.
use them, but I'll take them.
I was going to just make them into terrain or something.
Oh, no, I'll take them. They're going to get good. Anyways, total change. So, obviously, like we said, Zench was hit the hardest. Doc the next. And then Slanesh.
Why is that there? Seriously.
God. Blame Nick. He put these graphs in.
Nick has been doing a viral letter campaign. That's why I've been screwed so hard. He's been sending non-stop emails into Games Workshop just to fuck with me.
I don't actually work. It's just all I do for 8 hours.
Did you guys ever get bullied, like, really badly in primary school by someone, like, called a certain name, and then you just fucking hate that name forever throughout the rest of your life because it always reminds you of that piece of shit when you were younger? I imagine that's basically now what Slanesh is for anyone that works at Games Workshop. They're just like, oh, we released that one battle tome for that one brief period and everyone rage quit. Oh, fuck them, put them into the ground. Like, that's the only thing I can imagine. None of it else makes sense. Like, every other point increase or decrease, I'm like, okay, whatever. But with that one there, I think they just literally were throwing darts and they were like, 80 points increase on a keeper that was doing nothing after it got nerfed. Like, cool.
Yeah, like looking at the people around Slanesh, you've got Disciples of Zench. What else is there? You've got not Sylvaneth, Seraphon, and Daughters of Cain. Like, they're all top meta sort of armies. Slanesh just is nowhere near there at the moment. Like, they used to be. Like, sure, make this change when they were on their previous battle tone. But yeah, you guys said it.
Look, I don't think I've ever seen anyone rage against Slanesh more than you. So, and that says something.
Yeah.
Oh, so many.
I honestly think you raged harder than I did with OBR.
That's an iffy one.
I mean,
you both had bad days.
Oh, yeah. But I remember talking to Nick after versing you, Tyson, and he was, yeah. That's the worst I've seen.
It was worth it. It was worth it just to see. It was worth it.
That was my best game against Slanesh, was against you, Tyson. But still, like, what was it? 5 games in a row, I had Sylvaneth versus Slanesh, and man, it was a slog.
Not to be mean either, that was my very first time ever using Slanesh too.
Oh, it was a good game, and I'm glad you gave me a hug at the end, because, oh, boy.
Oh, always. Always. Always.
Actually, Nick, did you ever throw a model off the table?
Don't think so.
Okay, I win.
All right, let's have a look at the final tier list. And
Honestly,
you should take a screenshot of this and come back in 6 months and have a look. Do a mini
I can
show,
save
see
it.
how well we did. Yeah, we should save it and see how well we judged this. Because I think we've done a pretty good job here, and all I can say is there's a lot in the middle now. There's a lot very close together, which is generally a good thing.
I think that's the thing, is like there is a lot that's good, and therefore people focus on that. But because there is a lot that is good, what isn't good stands out a lot more. Do you know what I mean? Because there's so much there in that you can go really well. Like I'm going to go 3-2 with most of these, 4-1 with a lot of them, and then 5-0 with a fair few of them. But therefore, your things like your Sylvaneth, your Nighthaunt, your Slanesh, you're really gonna feel those pain points because everything else is really good at an average. Do you know what I mean?
I think anything that's B tier can go 3-2 in a tournament. Anything under, you're looking at 2.
Yep, 2 and 3, which shows that there's it looks healthier at the top than maybe a few weeks ago.
I mean, realistically, a few weeks ago, Ideneth hasn't changed. Ideneth's always been S tier. They've gotten better and better along the way, and 3.0 hasn't changed that. Doc, they've always been top. KO were not top in 1.0. That it was 2.0 that made them top. Seraphon. I actually don't think they're going to be in AA in a couple of months' time. I think they're going to push down to A or B. Feck, they're always been pretty good. Behemoth, like we talked about, a lot of wounds to chew through. They're going to be really hard to...
Big stonks. I can see them moving up. I can see them moving up.
I think the thing is, like, every single thing there, because this is all hypothetical. A0S 3 doesn't come out yet. We haven't played enough games. We don't know what it's all going to look like. And hidden filth is always exactly that. It's hidden. We don't quite know what it's going to look like. Shit, 3 weeks ago, I was crying passionately into my Soulblight book going, why did this happen? And now I'm like, okay, cool, I get it. So who knows what it's all going to pan out like. What I would say, though, is let's give it time to see what it will pan out like. Let's give it some time to breathe and see what happens. We've got Chorfs down the bottom. They're coming.
Yeah,
We've got Dark Elves around the corner. They're coming. That always changes.
Tyrion, you got Apes, Dwarves, Chaos Dwarves. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be spicy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just think it'll be good to come back and have a look at this because, yeah, I think we pretty much nailed it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this.
There's nothing here that I question. Look at it that way. I might not necessarily put him in there, but it doesn't mean that I don't question where it is. If you know what I mean.
Nick?
I think you guys have summarized it pretty well. Yeah. We'll see. We'll set a reminder for 3 months and see how it all turns upside down.
Just quickly touching on what Tyson said. We'll go into another video discussing the new rules, etc. soon. But I think 3.0 has made everything more balanced and tried to get rid of the finding the broken rules, what you just said, because we had a bit of a discussion in Realmless Gaming with one of the lads in there, and he was trying to find something. And everybody was adamant that it's not that way, but you've got the people that try to find things that aren't being able to find it anymore. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, nothing has come out straight away that's blaringly obvious. And even the thing he was reaching for was, yeah, whatever. If you want to do that, it's not a massive thing anyway. But yep, yep, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm looking forward to getting a game, or at least recording a couple of games. Hopefully the next week or so.
All right, so I think we've pretty much covered everything that we wanted to in this video, and we'll make another one for the rules later.
Yeah, I guess that's all left to say is where the beers are Sigma. Smash like, smash subscribe, like you smash the beers, guys, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Peace.
And if I get drunk, well, I'll pass out on the floor now, baby. She won't bother me no more. And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think I'll have myself a beer.